I rank where the view is nothing less than phenomenal. For how I express and project from my abdominal. The only view better, both my daddy and my mama know. No living parents, my sons give me balance. My wife is my serenity, this mic is my identity. The world is foul enough, that's why I write without obscenities. Provoking danger with broken language and spoken anguish. Begging to get hurt, why would you ask to go through changes? Yes, Lord, life's a chessboard, master the angles. Control the tempo, be the one who holds the info. Acknowledge is just as deadly as machete swings. When spoken, the truth is as potent as that Medellin. While others swear the style is free, I just let it ring. Our time is undervalued, soldiers make us better kings. My fans on my shoulder, reaching after better things. Today I take the shot, for them I'd rather set the screen.
My mama told me follow my dreams. My daddy told me get it by any means. Stand tall, make him bow to a king. But I've evolved, you can see the resolve. Look in my eyes when you speaking to God.
Life and for those who we caught up in using what I was taught with the muse. I guess they call it proving I'm more than an artist. Pistoling out my darkest while sizzling out a harvest. And storing what gets me from A to B, just like garages. Instrumental with collages. Envision what I've been drawing. Broadway to give you rhythm like the great Lena Horne. So bent on, found comfort in the storm. Find peace and on when you see them others perform. Organized chaos, I'll cast it like hey ya.
Yo, party people in the place to be. What's good? It's the #1 chief rocker in Knicks universe. Main man, Uncle Freezy. What's good? Y'all want this party started right. Y'all want this party started quickly, right? What's good? Welcome to the Knicks Morning Drive. Again, I'm your main man, Uncle Freezy, the #1 chief rocker in Knicks universe. What's good? Blue tears, orange tears, Blorange tears. Let's go. Get that energy all the way up. What's good? Danny Lee, I see you. What's up, boss man? Danny Lee, I see you. Nick G in the building. William Turnbull, was good? the hip-hop legend, Core Mega. What's good, boss? What's good? What's good, coach? What's good? I see you. T. Williams in the building. Ashley Inc. was good. I see you. Wisdom, I see you. Kerry Cox in the building. Quiet Money was good. Yo, the fan favorite, Almighty Finesse is in the building. Was good. I see you. Everything Lakers was good. What's good? What's good, y'all? What's good, party people? Man, I see y'all. Y'all ready for this Donovan Mitchell discussion? Y'all ready for this Donovan Mitchell discussion, man? I'm so hyped about this Donovan Mitchell. I wanted to have it yesterday, but man, the vocal cords just was gone Saturday, bro. I just, man, look, man. The vocal cords was just gone yesterday, bro. Not yesterday, I'm sorry, Saturday. I thought it was like strep or something, man. I was like trying to talk. Couldn't talk, but anyway, I'm here. We here, baby. We here. Yo, J Battle 1 NY, what's good? Will Salkin is in the building. What's good? I see y'all. King Poppy, what's good? I see you. What's good, y'all? Yo, let me say this. Let me say this real quick about where we are as an organization and where we're headed, right? I just want to give you an update on where I think the Knicks are and where we are headed as an organization, right? I just want to listen. Listen, man. I want to give an update on where we are right now and where we are as an organization. Yo, YouTube star I Am Jarrell is in the building. What's good? Star YouTubers in the building. I Am Jarrell. What's good? What's good, family? Good to have you in the building. I Am Jarrell, one of the stars of the NBK network, is in the building. What's good, man? Good morning. Good morning to y'all, man. Let me start. Let me get listen. Let me get this hype train started. Right? Let me get you on board this Knicks hype train before it leaves the station, man. Right? Hewlett Samuel is in the building. What's good? Let's have this conversation. Right? Let's have this real conversation. It's centered around some hype and propaganda. Yes. You might consider this hype and propaganda if you're not a Knicks fan. If you're a Knicks fan, you may look at this conversation as one centered around, for the first time in a long time, the Knicks fan base has positive vibes abound. So, but depending on your perspective, depending on the way that you look at stuff, you may say, hey, man, this ain't nothing but hype and propaganda from a shock jock on YouTube just spouting out stuff about his favorite team and blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. But let me tell y'all this. Let me just say this real quick. Before we pass judgment on whether this is hype and propaganda or if this is positive vibes or if this is a shock jock just on YouTube using this platform to say to build up a team that he liked, listen to this. Leslie Henry, what's good? What's good? Let me first mention this. Right? Let me first mention this. For the first time in a very long time, the Knicks are entering training camp without a glaring need at any position. Think about what I said to you, Knicks fans. Yo, hey, listen, man. If you heard what I just said just now and didn't stand up and start clapping, you need to reassess, Knicks fans. Think about what I just said to you. For the first time in a very long time, the Knicks entered training camp without a glaring need at any position on the roster. Listen, okay. All right. So for some reason, I don't feel like the energy is up. I feel like y'all may not understand what it is that I'm saying. Right? I think what it is, what I'm saying is maybe not getting the energy up in the chat. Like, yo, like as soon as I said that, everybody listening should have been hitting the like button. Right? Listen to what it is I'm saying. And this is not hyper propaganda. Right? In my opinion. And it may be trying to invoke positive vibes. But what I'm telling you, in my opinion, oh, I'm breaking up? Oh, God dog it. That's why. Okay. All right. Hold on. Hold on. I think I might have to buy a new mic. I might have to buy a new mic. All right. How about now? Testing. 1, 2, 3. Testing. I'm checking YouTube. I'm testing YouTube right now, and I sound great on YouTube, I think. Let me see. Right. There we go. Okay. So let me start. I'm gonna start all over because I want y'all to hear me from the very beginning. For the first time in a mighty long time, the Knicks are entering training camp with no glaring need on the roster. Think about what I'm saying to y'all, right? Before you think this is hype or propaganda, before you say, man, Uncle Freezy hyping up this, blah, 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 boom, boom, boom. Listen to me. For the first time in a long time, the Knicks don't have a glaring positional need on the roster. Right? And y'all see y'all like, we need a closer, we need an alpha, listen. Most teams need that, but listen. What I'm telling you, as far as positions go, this is the first time in a long time the Knicks don't have a glaring need on the roster. You can't point to this starting five and say, hey, you know what? We need a point guard. You know what? You know what this team needs? This team needs a center. For the first time in a very long time, you can't point at this roster and say, hey, you know what this team needs? This team needs a power forward. You can't point to this roster and say, you know what this team needs? This team needs a scoring guard off the bench. Right? You can't say, this team, man, I wish we had 3-point shooting from the 2 position. You can't look at this team and say, man, we need a young point guard, man, somebody that can get us into offense and get the ball up and down the floor. You can't say, I wish we had a center off the bench that can dribble, pass, and shoot. You can't say, I wish we had a 4 off the bench with some energy that can come in and rebound and contribute to the game. Now, what you can say is Obi Toppin, Grimes need more minutes. You can say that, my brothers and sisters, is a good problem to have. When you have talent on your team that you can't find minutes for, that's an excellent problem to have. Because in years past, we had a whole bunch of minutes and no players. In the past, we had a whole bunch of minutes and no players. Now, we got a whole bunch of players and no minutes. Now conversations go from what are we gonna do with Frank Ntilikina and Dennis Smith Jr. at the point? We go from that weird conversation to, is Quickly really a point guard? See how the conversation turns as the world turns. Right? Think about all these things. Think about all the things that we've been through since this channel has been up. Think about your introduction to Uncle Freezy. Y'all they like, yo, that fat light-skinned dude look like Heavy D. We got our own thing, but dilly. Yo, that fat light-skinned dude, and I'm not as fat as I used to be. Yo, I'm working out, bro. I'm trying to get rocked up. You know what I'm saying? I'm trying to get, you know what I'm saying? But anyway, on to these Knicks. My point though is, when you first met me, I was like the Knicks, transforming from, I wanted to be something else. So I slowly made the transformation. While I'm not there yet, I'm on that path of being the thing that I want to be. And you know what else? Who else is doing that? Your New York Knicks. Our conversations about the Knicks have gone from, yo, Kevin Knox need minutes. Yeah, we got to play Kevin Knox to, bro, I don't know if Cam Reddish is in the future plans, because our bench is going to be Quickly and Rose in the backcourt, Grimes at the 3, Obi at the 4, Hartenstein at the 5. What do we do with Cam Reddish all of a sudden? That's the conversation we're having, right? Now the conversation goes from, man, Enes Kanter can't defend the pick and roll. What do we do with Kanter? To, yo, now that we got Hartenstein, what do we do with Jericho Sims? It goes from Moutier, Burks, Frank, DSJ, Austin Rivers. The conversation was, yo, we need a young point guard of the future. Now it's like, well, how good can Jalen Brunson really be in New York? And so while you listen to me and you say, Uncle Freezy, this can't be right, where are you taking us on this fantastic voyage that you started? Where are you taking us, Knicks fans? Why are you trying to take us out of our comfort zone and take us to another place? I'm not trying to take you to another place, take you to another land, take you to understand. I'm not trying to take you to Tennessee, bro. What I'm trying to take you is to a place of appreciation and perspective. I'm trying to take you to a place of perspective, a place of clarity, right? Because as it stands at this moment, what's today's date? Today is August 8th. August 8th, right? I'm trying to take it on August 8th. I'm getting Knicks fans to understand that the first time in a mighty long time, the Knicks don't have a glaring positional need. The Knicks don't have a glaring positional need. And and he was like, yo, come on, man, with the singing, man. Come on, man. Yo, listen, man. I'm open for weddings, birthday parties, bar mitzvahs, graduations. I will sing at your event. Hey, shout out to G Robinson, man. Happy birthday, yo. Happy birthday. Happy birthday to everybody celebrating birthdays on August 8th. What's good? What's good? What's good with y'all? So the first time in a very, 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 very long time, the Knicks don't have holes all over the roster. Right now, depending on how you view stuff, you might think that just because this roster doesn't have holes, that it's not a great team. But listen, this is the other thing I want to get with you. No weaknesses? Think about it. Yeah. The thing is this. You might not like who is in those spots. Like you may not like an Obi Toppin power forward type coming off the bench, but Obi Toppin is a quality NBA player at the 4. Right? And you may not like Julius Randle as a starting power forward, but Julius Randle is a quality starting power forward. And you may not like RJ Barrett at the 3, but guess what? RJ Barrett is a quality starting NBA 3. And you might not like Grimes off the bench at the 3, but Grimes is a quality NBA player at the 2 or 3. And you may not like Derrick Rose at this point in his career, but Derrick Rose has proven over the course of his career, he is a quality NBA player, right? And you might not like Emmanuel Quickley, but Emmanuel Quickley is a quality young player. And you might not like Mitchell Robinson at the 5, right? And you might not like Isaiah Hartenstein at the 5, the backup 5, right? And you might not like Jericho Sims, a project 5, right? And you might not like Jalen Brunson at the point, right? And you may not like Evan Fournier, a 3-point shooter, an average NBA defender at the 2. But what you can't say is that the Knicks have holes up and down the roster. That's what you can't say, right? And when you do say stuff like, man, the Knicks roster is trash, you know what that makes you sound like, right? You know what that makes you sound like, right? If you say Jalen Brunson ain't it. If you say Evan Fournier is not a decent NBA starter. If you say RJ Barrett is not it. If you say Quentin Grimes ain't it. If you say Cam Reddish is overhyped, you might have something there, right? Because we have yet to see what Cam Reddish really is. But if you say Obi Toppin is not the answer as a backup power forward, like a power forward off the bench, if you say Julius Randle is not a quality NBA starter, if you say Mitchell Robinson is not the answer at the 5, if you say Isaiah Hartenstein is not a quality NBA backup center, if you say Jericho Sims is not ready to be the third center on a playoff team, if you say Miles McBride hasn't shown you anything over these last 2 seasons or 1 season plus, then what does that say to the way that you evaluate? What does that say to the way you evaluate? Is this conversation about the Knicks finally not having holes in a roster, or is this about, say, a Knicks fan that is frustrated that they hadn't won championships in the past, and so we carry the conversation into next season? Well, my belief is even though the Knicks haven't won a championship in 50 years, that shouldn't be the dialogue going forward. And I had to come to the realization that Obi Toppin don't have nothing to do with that. Mitchell Robinson had nothing to do with that. Right? Emmanuel quickly had nothing to do with that. But what we can say is this. Under this regime, and I'm talking about coach, front office, roster, the 2 seasons, and I'm not making excuses. I'm stating facts right now. I'm stating facts because I don't trust me. Trust me, with this coaching staff, I'm not giving no excuses to this coaching staff, and I'm not giving any excuses to this front office. Trust me. I want to see more, and y'all know this. Y'all heard me in the Queen. Y'all heard me in the Queen Friday night, right? Y'all heard me in the Queen Friday night. You already know where I already stand. This coaching staff gets no passes. This front office gets no passes. But the thing you can't argue is in 2 seasons, 1 season, the team made the playoffs. The season after that, the point guard situation was a disaster. Kemba, I'm just glad he's gone. Derrick Rose was hurt. Right? And so just want to say, just give a quick shout out to Knicks fans everywhere and those NBA fans that come through and hang out with us. I think because every day we have a Pelicans fan, 3 Raptors fans, 2 Hawks fans. I think it's like 3 Lakers fans, a Portland fan. It's 1 other fan. I think they come and hang out with us every day. Shout out to them. Alexander Almeida says Derrick Rose saves some jobs out there. Bim. Yes. So what I'm getting at is this. What I want to get at is this. This roster doesn't have the glaring hole that we see in most seasons. Right? Most seasons. JJ, listen. Let's go Mets. Let's go Mets. If we can't beat the Hawks, we may as well beat the Braves. Let's go, Mets. Let's go, Mets. Right? Here's my thing. I was thinking about this Saturday. I was trying to crank up Saturday. I was like, man, I need to talk about this. And so some things happened. Man. The vocal cords are like, oh, you overworking me, Uncle Freezy. Yeah, I know. Pete Willis is in the building. Right? Yankees fans in the building. Yeah, I see y'all. Yeah, man. I see y'all out there. I see y'all. Now, here's the thing. So understanding what I just mentioned, right? That the Knicks don't have glaring needs on our roster, right? The Knicks don't have glaring needs on our roster. Is the pursuit for Donovan Mitchell a pipe dream or a reality? Right? Mr. Vince is in the building. What's good, Mr. Vince? Now, understanding what the roster looks like, I just laid it out for you. It took 30 minutes, but I finally got there. Right? Understanding what the roster looks like. And look, it took me forever to get there, but I finally made it. Is the pursuit of Donovan Mitchell by the Knicks front office, whether it's perceived or not, because a lot of people come on, they're like, yeah, the Knicks front office never said they were going to chase Donovan Mitchell. Yeah, the Knicks said that they were going to do this, and this is what they've been doing, right? I understand. What we're saying. I understand people's stance on that, right? I understand where y'all coming from, right? I understand where y'all coming from. Is the pursuit for Donovan Mitchell a dream or reality? If you're in a place where you understand that this roster has no glaring weakness, now understand what I'm saying to you. The difference between no glaring weakness and a position of strength there's a difference, right? There is a difference between no glaring weakness and position of strength. Understand the difference. Understand the difference, right? And understand what I'm saying, right? Understand what I'm saying. While I'm saying that there is no glaring hole in the roster, I'm not saying that this roster shouldn't be improved. Now y'all see where I'm going. Now you see where I'm going with it, right? Because just because a roster doesn't have a glaring need doesn't mean that it can't be improved. Every roster in the NBA should always looking at improvement, whether it's external or internal. Right? Every roster in the NBA should always evaluate itself for areas that can be improved, whether that is internally by playing different matchups against different teams on different nights. Maybe instead of slow walking it up against Sacramento to combat their high-paced offense, maybe you want to run with them, beat them at their own game. Instead of trying to beat Sacramento and using our game, maybe we should try to beat them at their game. That's coaching. That's roster. That's an internal improvement and strategy and things of that sort. Or you just go get Donovan Mitchell. That's an external improvement. And I know this sounds like basic baseline stuff, right? But listen, I know you guys are smart. I see your comments in the chat. I know you guys are smart. I read y'all comments. I can't get to all of them, of course, because when you're the number one Chief Rocket in Knicks universe, you got to focus on your job. Right? Right? Can you improve this roster internally? Well, how do you improve this roster, this coaching staff, your strategies internally? Well, one, how about develop the kids? How about get Quentin Grimes better? How about improve Quentin Grimes' offensive skill set? Right? And I'm not saying that he don't have one, but clearly when you're a rookie, when you're the 25th pick overall or wherever he was picked at, when you're that guy, you can't just bust onto a playoff team. And at the time he was drafted, the Knicks were a playoff team, right? At the time Grimes was drafted, the Knicks were a playoff team. That's a fact. It's not something I made up, right? I saw the Knicks in Atlanta, Georgia. I was there. I saw it with my own eyes. I was in State Farm Arena. I saw the Knicks in a playoff game. Had excellent seats, by the way. It was dope. Shout out to Rayford Young. I love throwing shots at the Hawks. I just can't help it. That's the pettiness in me, right? But here's the thing. You don't expect Quentin Grimes, the 25th pick in the draft, the 25th pick overall, or wherever he was picked, you don't expect him to come in and take over your offense. You expect him to come in and be a complimentary player, and he did that exceptionally well on a lot of nights. Right? But in year 2, we need for him to expand his bag. Right? We need him to get deep in that bag. Right? We need Quentin Grimes to get in that bag all the way down at the bottom where the ketchup packets and napkins is at. That's where we need Grimes to be at right now. Right? We need Quentin Grimes to get so far in that bag, he down where the napkins ketchup at, where them straggler fries is at. We need for him to get all the way down in there, right? Because we need it. Right? So you expect Grimes to take that next step. But who else do you expect to take a next step? The internal improvement, right? The Obi Toppins. Has Obi Toppin showed you any potential? Right? That's the question you should ask, because when you look at his season numbers, his season averages, and then look at what he did over the course of the year, what you want to say is, did Obi Toppin from game 1 of last season to game 82 of last season get better? That's what you want to say, right? That's what you want to ask yourself. Did Obi Toppin get better? Right? Did Obi get better? Did Grimes get better? Did Quickly get better? Did Emmanuel Quickly from game 1 of last season to game 82 of last season get better? And can we apply that to what we're expecting this season? That's the internal improvement that I'm talking about. And then there was the external improvement, right? It appears that the Knicks improved the point guard position, right? Because for the 3rd year in a row, the Knicks have a different starting point guard. The 3rd year in a row, for the 3rd year in a row, the Knicks have a different starting point guard going into opening night. And this thing frustrates me because over the last 4 seasons, you've gone from RJ and Trier to RJ or Elfrid Payton and Bullock, or Elfrid Payton and RJ, to Evan and Kemba, to Brunson and probably Fournier. When will this carousel stop? Well, the buck stops here. The buck stops here when in terms of the point guard, or at least we think it. We're confident that it stops here. Right? There is no more RJ Trier backcourt. There's no more Elfrid Payton, Reggie Bullock backcourt, or RJ, whichever. Elfrid Payton, Elfrid Payton, RJ backcourt. There's no more Kemba, Fournier backcourt. You're right. There's Jalen, there's Brunson and Fournier backcourt. Every year that backcourt changes is just too much of an inconsistency. And I understand that every team has turnover, but you generally have turnover off the bench. That's what it is. So now that we have some semblance of consistency, the same coach is back for a 3rd season. That in itself deserves a round of applause. The same coach is back for a 3rd season. That in itself deserves a round of applause. Do I like everything that Tibbs does? No. But do I like the stability? Yes. The same front office is back for a 3rd season in a row. right? Your best player is back for a fourth season. Is it fourth? Let me see. This is RJ's fourth season, right? So the best player is back for his fourth season. A rookie that or a young player that we drafted is looking at starting for a fourth season in a row. So ultimately, what does that mean? That means the franchise, for the first time in a long time, is stable. So for the first time in a long time, the franchise is stable. And I know everybody wants me to talk about like some wild other stuff, like mad other stuff. And I'm going to get to that stuff too. But what I want to do is before we look so far down the road, I just want to mention the obvious stuff that we overlook and our thirst for a championship. And trust me, I want one too. I want one also. I mean, I want a championship so bad. I can't stand it. I'm tired of not having one. White Falcon says, franchise stable. Oh, no, not like that. Yeah, White Falcon, what it is you have no idea. Listen, you have no idea what a stable franchise is, brother. Not if you're a Knicks fan. If you're a Knicks fan, and if you're a Knicks fan under, say, 40-ish, 35-ish, you have no idea what you're talking about. No idea. Because you hadn't seen it. That's not, I'm not saying that you're not smart enough to understand what stability is, because you do, but you hadn't seen that from the Knicks. Say in the last 20 years, you have not seen a model of stability from the Knicks. The New York Knicks hadn't been the San Antonio Spurs. The New York Knicks hadn't been the Utah Jazz. The Knicks hadn't been, say, somebody stable, anybody stable. The Knicks hadn't been that. The Knicks have been down for a long time. And maybe wasted the best years of some players' careers, like Carmelo Anthony. Maybe wasted the best years of Carmelo Anthony's career with instability. So when I say stability and y'all say nah, point to a Knicks team that had a 4-year stretch where it was stable in the last 20 years. Craig McQueen was good. And Keith Turner says, how are we stable? Uncle Freezy, you bugging out. Bro, listen. I just mentioned it, right? I just mentioned this thing about the Knicks not turning over their roster every offseason. Right? And the easy thing to point out was, well, Uncle Freezy, you say stable, but the Knicks traded Nerlens Noel and Kemba Walker. The Knicks traded Alec Burks. And I say to that, Oh, you got me. The Knicks traded a backup center that was always hurt. The Knicks got rid of a point guard that was washed up before he got. Oh, you got me. I got my hands up. Great point. The Knicks traded a small forward that played point guard for 48 games last year. You got me. Hey, Keith Turner's in the bed. Hey, yeah. Hey, but listen. Hey, Mr. Turner, listen. I never said, listen, and this is not for Turner, because Turner get where I'm going. Right? I never said this team was great. I never even said the team was good. What I said, though, however, that this team was stable and had no glaring positional weaknesses. Right? Let me do this thing, man. I've been rocking for like 50 straight minutes. I'm going to throw this link in the chat, man, for my people so that we can get this party started right. So that we can get this party started quickly. Right? And Turner says, it turns like, yo, yeah, I get it. So for the first time in a long time, there is no point guard issue. For the first time in a long time, there is no wing player issue. For the first time in a long time, there is no big man center issue. For the first time in a long time, there is no depth off the bench issue. Right? Now, are all these players going to be, are we going to win a championship with this roster? No, I don't think so. I think it's highly unlikely. I think as this roster is currently constructed, to go out and win an NBA title is what makes up a Disney movie. Right? That's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is for the first time in a long time, the roster is stable. And that means something. God dog it, Francisco. Man, hey, Francisco, stop reading my mind. Francisco, you gotta let me rock, bro. You gotta let me. Francisco just blurted out my points like me and like we were sharing notes before the show. God dog it. Carrillo, can you let me rock, please? Francisco is like, yeah, I understand what you're saying. Build the foundation first, Uncle Freezer. Hurry up. I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. I'm getting there, man. I'm getting there. Hey, I'm getting there. Francisco like, okay. Nah, man. It's like I was getting there and Francisco just read my mind. Like I got it written on my forehead up here. Yeah, man. Yeah, man. So here's my thing. Yo, if y'all want to join, I don't know. Hey, DB, you gotta show me your camera, bro. You gotta jump. You gotta show me. You know what I'm saying? You gotta turn your camera on first, man. We gotta make sure that we do make sure the trolls ain't trying to come in and invade the show. So if you got a camera on, turn your camera on, man, and then you know what I'm saying. You know you can rock with us. It's how we do it around here. We got to make sure that everybody stays safe and all that stuff. And so Hall Will says, Freezy, you got so many good points. Can't say them all at once. Hey, bro. Yeah, man. It's one of them. It's one of them things, man, where it's like, we want to address the obvious first. So for the first time, it's like, the Knicks don't have now. Are the Knicks going to win the East with this roster? That's highly unlikely. That's highly unlikely. Right? But are the Knicks going to be the worst team in the East? No. With this roster? No. Right? Right? Are the Knicks going to be a 35-win team this season? Probably not. Based on this roster, are the Knicks a 41-win team? I like to think we're going to be better than that. This is without Spider. Are the Knicks going to be a 41-win team? I think the Knicks are going to be a little bit better than that. I think Jalen Brunson puts us, if everybody stays healthy, in that 43 and up range. Just by himself. Just by himself, he puts us in that 43 and up range. That's what I'm thinking. And so we could debate about, 43 and 39, 42 and 40, 41 and 41. It depends. Somewhere in that neighborhood, I think that's the baseline for this team. If everything goes right, 500 is attainable. Anybody disagree with that? Anybody disagree with the Knicks as is a 500 team? Right? Can the Knicks knock off some of the... Okay, so last year, the Knicks had some very bad losses. Right? Some very bad losses. Right? I was going to pull them up. I wanted to look at some of the losses we took last year, right? The Knicks took some I'm looking at the schedule right now. The Knicks finished 37 and 45 last year, right? But we had some very bad. We lost to Orlando the third game of the season in the Garden. In Madison Square Garden, we lost to the Orlando Magic. That Toronto loss was upsetting. That Indiana loss was upsetting. Cleveland was better than us. I'm not going to go up and down the entire schedule, but we lost to Orlando in Orlando. That was a bad loss. Right? The Wizards lost in the Garden. We lost to the Washington Wizards in the Garden. Kemba Walker had 44, 9, and 8 in that game. We lost to the Oklahoma City Thunder on New Year's Eve, 95-80 at OKC. That was a bad loss, man. That was like a backbreaker. Right? Because right after the OKC loss into the Toronto loss, we won 5 out of 6. We beat Indiana, Boston on the RJ Barrett buzzer beater, right? We lost to Boston, right? We beat the Spurs, beat Dallas. RJ had 32. We beat Atlanta. RJ had 26. And then it began. We lost to Charlotte in the Garden. I remember that, man. I was sick. I was sick as a dog. Watching it that was when I had COVID. I watched Charlotte try to lay down against us, and our lack of point guard play hurt us. in that Charlotte game in the Garden. And then the next night, the next night. Yeah, my memory ain't that bad. We lost to Minnesota when Minnesota was tired, coming in trying to lay down, and our poor point guard play failed us. Right? We lost to New Orleans. And then we beat the Clippers. RJ Barrett had, against the Clippers, RJ Barrett had 26, 14 rebounds, and 6 assists. And then we went on to lose 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16. We went on to go 2-14. 2-14 over the next 16 games. Right? 2-14. Two and 14, bro. 2-14 hurts any season, man. 2-14. Alexander, hey man, I'm with you. That January-February stretch was tough, bro. And D'Angelo says the front office made a huge mistake by signing Randall to that contract. And Francisco says, who you blame for those 20-point losses? Bro, all right, let me go. I'm gonna start here at the. Let me go back up here. Let me outline that streak of losses again. So we lose to Memphis 120-108. We lose to the Lakers on a Saturday night. Remember the Saturday night game where RJ Barrett hit the 3-pointer to go into overtime? The Saturday night game on ABC. We lost to the Lakers 122-115. The Knicks just ran out of gas. As simple as we can put it. We lose in overtime to the Lakers. We go to Utah. Donovan Mitchell is real. Donovan Mitchell is real. That's the 21 rebound game by Mitchell Robinson. 21 rebounds against Utah. We go to Denver. We lose 132-115. We beat Golden State 116-114. Right? And then the stretch begins. We lost at Portland 112-103. That had nothing to do with Tibbs. That had everything to do with us not having a point guard. Because we were up on those guys and we just couldn't put them away. That was after, this is right here, this Portland team, we faced this Portland team after the CJ McCollum trade when their two best players were Josh Hart and Anthony Simons. Then we lost to OKC again. We lost to OKC at the Garden, 127-123. We lost at the Garden to Brooklyn, 111-106. Miami beat us 115-100. Philly beat us 125-109. Philly beat us 123-108. Phoenix, the Suns beat us 115-114. Y'all remember that? That is the line of demarcation, right? That Friday night, March 4th, is the line of demarcation. What's up, Coach?
Yo, what's good?
Ain't that, man? How you doing, man?
All right, man. I'm on the highway right now, moving to my new spot.
Okay.
I just got back in town from dropping my son off at college, playing football.
Okay.
So it was a good little bittersweet moment this weekend.
Yeah, man. Yeah, man. Doing them poppy things, right?
Yeah, that's it, man. And just getting after you live your life through your kids, for a while, and then all of a sudden they start leaving, creating their own lives and stuff.
Yeah,
You
man.
got to start rediscovering yourself. Now I
Yeah.
got time for me again a little bit.
A little bit, yeah. Yeah.
That's how I got hooked up with y'all, man. I'm getting back to my passions in life, man. I love talking about my teams I'm passionate about. I love coaching. So I'm getting back to all that.
Okay. I feel you. Right? I feel you. I feel you, bro. Yeah, I guess the thing that we could say about that is no matter what happens, take your time.
Yeah, that's it. Just like this whole
Right.
wheeling and dealing, or lack thereof, the offseason.
Right. Right.
Like you were saying earlier, it's the first time in a while we're going into the season with a little bit of, we don't have a real glaring weakness right now.
Right. See, in years past, the question was, well, who's going to play point guard? Or
right.
who's going to play the three? This year, going into the season, I don't know if we have a question like that. Now, Jay, is the question now, can we upgrade at positions? I think so. Jay, how you been, brother?
Fantastic. On vacation for the next 2 or 3 weeks. Can't complain. I had to jump in real quick. This is a goodie.
That's excellent, bro. You've been working hard, though.
Yeah, can't complain. Hey, you heard what your boy Farron Hunt said last night?
No.
Your boy was on Twitter Spaces, and he basically gave the ringing endorsement to your boy Cam Reddish.
Right.
He said this kid is in the gym all the time, and he doesn't understand since Atlanta why he gets the slander he gets. He pretty much said this guy is elite. And he said him and RJ are pretty much the elite guys on this roster. So he doesn't understand all the slander Cam hate. All the Cam hate. He doesn't get it.
Oh, wow. Wow.
Just saying, what a guy who was actually there in practice sees. It's like the same thing when people say Jalen Brunson's too small or Jalen Brunson can't do this. But then you got NBA guys saying, yo, Jalen Brunson is that dude. So who should we listen to? Guys who actually see these guys play and actually play against them, or just us in our couches in our living rooms,
Hey, the dudes that are on their couches and don't see them, you got to listen to them, bro. That's right. The industry standard, right?
And that goes to your point today. We don't have these questions. We have a point guard now. And we have a legit wing. And we had, after a horrible season, horrible chemistry, everything possibly could go wrong, we still won 37 games. Think about that for a second.
Yeah,
everything went wrong. Everything went wrong.
You're absolutely right, bro. Injuries at the pivotal position. Point guard. Yeah, man. Injuries at pivotal positions. A bad mix of veterans and young players. Thank you. Yeah, man. It's tough, bro.
I'm not the biggest Tibbs fan, but I do believe he's going to have a lot of fun. If the roster stays the way it is, I think he's going to have a lot of fun plugging in guys that fit more to what he does. Like having a playmaker at the center position and the four with Randall, like with Hartenstein. Joakim Noah did that a lot for the Bulls. You know, Hartenstein is a very underrated passer. You're gonna have RJ should be more efficient because now he is able to cut to the basket and have a dude like Hartenstein hit him off for passes. You're not gonna have Mitch who's just ready for the handoffs up top. You know, like our team now has different dimensions to it. You have a bucket getter in Brunson, development of RJ. Julius Randle reverting at least back to the norm. I'm not saying get back to your all-star years. Be the norm. Be the normal Julius. That alone heightens our ceiling as a team. We should go into the season feeling very optimistic.
We should. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. And so what I'm looking at is this, bro. What I was counting is the last 20 games of the season. The last 20 games of the season, the Knicks finished with a 12-8 record. Right? What that shows me is that the Knicks have quality talent on the roster, but at the same time, we still need to improve. Because I'm looking at some of these teams that we beat. Listen to some of the teams that we beat and some of the teams that we lost to, and you tell me what you're thinking, right? So the last 20 games of the season, lose to Phoenix on the dumbest buzzer beater you ever saw in your life. Alec Burks. I'm so glad Alec Burks is gone, bro. This is like the dumbest thing you ever saw in your life. Right? That Friday night Phoenix game where Cam Johnson hit the buzzer beater against us. The next night, we beat the Clippers, then beat Sacramento, then beat Dallas, the Luka tantrum game. You remember the Luka tantrum game Wednesday night?
I remember that stretch of game being people saying, "Oh my God, we're fucking up the. Oh my bad, we're messing up the tank." You know,
right.
Not the tank. While we beating these quality teams.
Right, beating quality teams. Right, on the road. This is a road trip, right? Right? So we beat Dallas 107-77. And for those that don't, God dog it, Benny. Every time I say Luka, Benny get excited.
That Sacramento game was the 40-piece Julia drop from them or not? Because I know he always goes as a bonus.
The Sacramento, I'm looking at the Dallas game right now.
And the Dallas game, he always performs in Dallas also.
Right. Yeah. So Luka had 31 in that game, but it wasn't an impressive 31. He was struggling, and then when the Knicks let off the gas a little bit, he started hitting shots. That was a stat padding game for Luka. We watched that. Luka wasn't that effective in that game, as what the numbers would say, right? So we beat Dallas. We lose to Memphis on a Friday night. We were doing a watch along for this Memphis game, and the Knicks were rocking and rolling against Memphis, and all of a sudden we couldn't buy a basket. And right then I knew we needed a point guard. Bro, because we were we couldn't stop. They were just too. We needed a point guard at the time, right? And John Morant got 2 or 3 run out dunks off long rebounds, and I was like, "Yep, you know what?
Momentum is gone."
Yep.
You can't stop momentum when you can't score. You know, you can't stop momentum when you can't clap back or hit a bucket in return. You know, you're going back and forth. But if you just let them get stops and then they get easy points and they get stops and they get more easy points, that sucks the energy out your team.
Yep. Yep. And so here's the thing. So we lose that Memphis game on a Friday night. We were doing a watch along, right? And then the next that Sunday we lose at Brooklyn. Whatever. We lose at Brooklyn, right? All right. Then we play Portland, Washington. We beat Portland by 30. We beat Washington by 3. Right? We escape. We play Utah in the Donovan Mitchell homecoming game in the Garden, and we lose.
That was
Right.
ugly to watch. I saw those highlights
Very.
today. That dude made some passes that we don't have on this team.
That we don't have on this, right? And then we lose to Atlanta in the Garden. RJ Barrett goes for 30 and 13 in that game, right? Then we go to Charlotte. We beat Charlotte. We go to Miami. Remember the Friday night game where we put the clamps on Miami, right? Miami finished with 103, but they could have easily could have blown them out by more.
Now, mind
Right,
you, all the teams that you're naming was either in the playoffs or fighting for playoff seeding.
Oh, fighting for playoff position.
Or trying to get in the play-in. So all these teams had something to play for, from the Wizards to the Hornets, then to Miami. So it wasn't no cheap wins.
And I didn't even mention Chicago because we beat Chicago 109-104. Right? Then we lost to Charlotte, lost to Cleveland. Right? We won 3 out of the last 4. Right? We beat Orlando. We lost to Brooklyn. We beat Washington, and then we beat Toronto. Right? So what I'm saying to everybody is when you just look at the record tells you one thing, right? But when you look at how we lost these games, we are not that far away, right? And G. Robinson asked, so is Brunson the closer? No, that's not what I'm saying. What I'm saying is when you're blowing teams, this is what I'm saying, Robinson, this is what I'm saying. When you're blowing teams out by 13, 14 points, right? And your offense stalls, there is no way you can keep a 13, 14-point lead unless you stall their offense. And if an NBA team scores at an average rate and you can't score, they're going to catch up to you and take the lead. And Alec Burks and all these different guys couldn't get us into offensive sets and manufacture buckets. So what I'm saying to you is, like, all these losses and stuff that we took because we couldn't score. Imagine if we had a point guard that could get Mitchell Robinson an easy dunk at the rim, or get Cam Reddish an open look on the wing, or get Quentin Grimes an open look. Now, am I saying they're going to knock down all these shots? No. But what I'm saying is when you force Mitchell Robinson in a position where he has to try to score, create something, that's not the look we want.
Let me ask you this, Freezy. You said that we're not that far off as a roster. Right. My thinking is this. What about if we are already there, not championship-wise, but competing-wise with the roster? Because if you substitute some of the players we have over some of the players that we're playing, we're winning most of those games. You substitute Fournier for Grimes,
right?
It's a win. If you want Burks to come off the bench and play you 20 minutes, I'll be happy giving those 20 minutes to Cam. Now you got Brunson as your point guard. You have Hartenstein as your backup center, not Taj.
Not Taj.
How much?
Yeah.
It's. I see it as bounds. A big difference in bounds.
Right.
So I don't think our roster is all that off to compete now. But if you really want to compete, you still need that star talent.
But you the key word you said is compete. And that's all we want to have on a nightly basis. Be competitive. Right?
Because we will. I think we will.
Think about 3 seasons ago, we were not competitive on a nightly basis, and we knew it going into games. We were going into games with Mo Harkless as our starting small forward. Remember that? Remember after the Mook Morris trade, we got Mo Harkless?
Oh my God.
We were going into games knowing that we couldn't compete, right?
And Isaiah Hicks getting started minutes.
Oh my God. Yeah. You know what I mean? Now, when other teams go to their bench and we go to ours, all of a sudden, there are no glaring mismatches all over the floor. Right? Say, for instance, the Boston Celtics have a better starting lineup than we do. But so what? The Boston Celtics have a better starting lineup than a lot of NBA teams. Right? But what we want to do is be competitive with their starters. And then when they go to the bench, our backups are competitive with their backups. Right? That's what we want to say, man. All we want to do is be competitive in most situations. For instance, like when we do the Golden State Warriors, Sacramento Kings back-to-back, it happens every year. It happens every year. We go out west, we go up the road. We play the Lakers probably on a Friday. We play the Lakers probably on a Sunday. I'm sorry. We'll probably play the Lakers on a Friday, the Clippers on a Sunday, then play the Clippers on a Tuesday and the Warriors on a Wednesday. And then that Friday we play in Portland and then come on back home. Y'all know the stretch. Y'all know what it is. We'll probably play the Lakers and Clippers, right? Then Sacramento and Golden State, then Portland, then Utah, then Denver, and then come on back to come on back home, right? What I'm saying in that stretch is if you have quality depth, then all of a sudden, them nights where Julius Randle was dead tired, RJ Barrett is dead tired. Now you have guys like Cam Reddish, Obi Toppin that step in and play those quality minutes on back-to-backs, right? Or nights where RJ Barrett's shot is not going, you can insert Cam. That's what I'm saying, guys. But before, this thing of these guys can't play because I got an energetic pit bull puppy in the living room losing his mind, bro. That's why I keep looking over that way. Like, should I just? But anyway. Anthony 212 says Brunson is all we needed. I'm not gonna say all we needed.
Nah, we need a lot more than just Brunson.
Yeah, I'm not gonna say all we needed, but I'm gonna say if we had him, I think a lot of those games go differently, especially the two Orlando games. You remember the Greg Anthony game where Greg Anthony looked like Russell Westbrook all of a sudden? I think there was a game where I think Greg Anthony. Let me see if I can find it.
You mean Cole Anthony?
Oh yeah, Cole Anthony. I'm sorry.
I'm like
Cole
Greg Anthony. I was like, oh.
Yeah, my bad, man. I'm sorry. Cole Anthony looked like Russell Westbrook. Where is it? I'm going to see if I can find it.
Had to be the first or second game we played against them.
Yeah, Cole Anthony had 29 points, and 16 rebounds, and 8 assists.
And we was like, oh, we can't wait to play them again. Second time we played them, smacked up again. I was like,
same. Yeah. And so what I'm getting at is, and what I'm getting at is this. Those games, a point guard stepped up. We didn't have a point guard to step up, and we lost. Greg Anthony had no fear of Kemba Walker. None. Cole Anthony, I'm sorry. I don't mean for that to be disrespectful. But yeah, Cole Anthony had no fear of Kemba Walker. None. Right? None. He didn't have to exert nothing. Not blah, boom, boom, boom. He go out there and look like Russell Westbrook. Prime Russell Westbrook.
Oh, then you heard the whole, we should have drafted Cole Anthony instead of OB.
Yeah. Of course. That's how it works, right?
He's from New York.
Yeah. But
no, Gordon, definitely getting back to your point. I don't think it's a stretch to feel with the improvement that we're expecting from a lot of the young guys, the pieces we've added to compete anywhere from 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, be in that range. If all hits well, see where it goes. But you can definitely see a win here, win there separates a lot of those teams that's going to be bunched up in that group. I think we're far off from the upper echelon in the East. But 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, that's all we ask for. Competitive games. We know we're not winning the chip. We don't got the pieces for it, but we're building towards something. I'd rather be at home watching competitive basketball than watching Farron Hunt get in the game, because I know we have no hope. I'm looking for the lottery. I want to see good basketball.
yeah, man. Hey, and David Brown says, hey, this is delusional panel talk, right? Right? Maybe is it delusional? Is it delusional to say that the Knicks can be a 41-win team with this roster?
I don't know how that's delusional talk. We're not talking about chip talk. Chip talk is delusional. We're talking about a competitive roster. The same guys that people don't want to trade for a star, we have on the roster. Now we're delusional. We're going to be lose either way. Either we get Mitchell or we don't. People would be unhappy and say we're delusional, or we get Mitchell. People say we're still delusional. We're always going to be delusional.
And you know what? I think this is more of a. And I ain't calling out David Brown. What I'm saying is the delusional panel talk. I don't know if it's the chat. I don't know if he's talking about the chat itself, or if it's talking about us with the 41. I you know what I'm saying? I don't want to make it seem like I'm just picking out one or two comments. I'm clicking on comments to make sure that I'm trying to. How it's equal opportunity. You just clicking on. And so Paris Ducker says, how come Donovan, KD, and Kyrie aren't getting trade attention like the past? I say it's because they got exposed in the playoffs. That might be accurate. Right? But I would say this. If there's a scenario where Donovan Mitchell or KD fails in the playoffs for the Knicks, that means the Knicks made the playoffs. I'll take that. And David Brown said, this is not an optimal strategy to build a contender. Right. No. I get what you're saying, right? Like to build
That's
a
not
contender.
what we're talking about.
Yeah. Now, and so David Brown, what I'm saying is building a contender is tough. And a lot of teams don't get it right. But what I'm saying, though, the point I'm getting at is for the first time in a long time, the Knicks are at least don't have glaring positional holes. Like, you're not going into the season saying, man, I wish Kemba Walker and Derrick Rose could stay healthy. You're not saying that. You're not saying because when we heard about the Kemba signing this time last year, we're like, yo, what if we do if Derrick Rose and Kemba Walker can't stay healthy, right? Right? What happens if Kemba Walker and Derrick Rose can't stay healthy? This is what we're thinking last year, right? Well, Miles McBride might be something. You know what I mean? And what happened is they didn't stay healthy. And Miles McBride early on wasn't nothing. Right? And we struggled. This season, for the most part, it's reasonable to say that Jalen Brunson can stay healthy and productive. I think that's a reasonable statement to make.
Oh, you're having different conversations this year. Your conversation turns to now is, will RJ Barrett be more efficient? Can he hit his free throws? Can Julius revert back to being a normal basketball player? Not the Julius we saw. Can Cam Reddish stay healthy? Can Mitchell
Right.
Robinson start doing things outside of dunking? You're not worrying about health. You're worrying about the development of our players. Can Grimes show us more playmaking? We already know he can shoot. Can Quickly show us more playmaking because we already know he can defend and shoot and create. So we're going in with a different type of question. Is not, do we have a point guard? Do we got to play Alex Burks at the one again? It's a much different set of questions.
Right. And so that's what I'm getting at. Well, right. Well, what I'm getting at is yeah. Like, I don't have to put no icing on the cake. You right. But you say I don't have to put ice on the cake. I feel like you good. But let me ask you this, Jay. Where do we go from here?
What would I want, or what do I think can happen?
What's in the best interest of the team?
I feel the best interest for a team is always to get your stars in the building. But where we stand today, I feel the best interest for the team is I would give it a good 20 to 30 games to let the front office and Tibbs back up their word, saying that they should have played the young guys more, and see what happens. Because if RJ Barrett takes another leap, if you got something in Cam Reddish or in Quickly or in Grimes, then maybe you don't got to worry about trading for Donovan. Maybe something miraculous happens and Cam Reddish becomes your number 2 next to RJ.
Right.
Or maybe Brunson just becomes an all-star level player. A narrative of anything can change real quick. And then you have your sights set on somebody else. Well, maybe we got the 1, 2, 3 spot all locked up with the guys we have. Maybe let's try to upgrade at center. Maybe let's try to upgrade at the 4. I wouldn't be too opposed giving the young guys a good 30 games just to see what they have. Never know.
Okay. You never know. Yeah, you never know. I don't know what the deal is with this roster for saying how to fix it. All summer long, and this is probably what we'll do going all the way through training camp. We don't know exactly, we don't have all the answers. But we can talk through situations. Right? We do it here on the Knicks Morning Drive. We do it on the Knicks at Night podcast. New School Knicks was dope. Rivera and Greeny from LI spoke through some situations. They said some things wildly disrespectful, though. Like, they were like, Carmelo Anthony is better than Bernard King. That was, in my opinion, that was wildly disrespectful. But whatever.
That's like Lonzo Ball saying Migos is better than Nas. Young boys say different things.
Yeah. Lonzo was like, I think he said, yo, what has Nas ever done anyway?
Yeah, they don't know.
What?
He's
What? Right. So I don't know exactly what the answer is because I think a lot of stuff can be fixed internally. Like I think a lot of coaching mistakes that were made can be fixed, and if coaching errors can be fixed, do you wait to see how those coaching errors that are fixed manifest with the same roster, or do you go out and get the guy and fix those coaching mistakes? But how do you fix the coaching mistakes if the guys you made the mistakes with are gone? You feel me? You see how it's the catch-22?
Imagine everybody wants Tibbs gone. Everybody hates Tibbs. These young guys take a step forward and repeat maybe the success of 2 years ago. Your homeboy Tibbs ain't going anywhere, man.
Right.
Narratives could change real quick, man. Really quick. Like no one has all the answers, man. It's definitely a situation where it's just tough. It's just a tough spot to be in. Is it a tough spot, or you think it's a win-win situation? Meaning, if you go all in for Donovan, you know you got your star, right? You win.
Yeah.
And you see where you go from there. If you want to keep young guys and they progress, it's a win. But at the same flip side, if they don't hit, do you feel as confident as you did over the summer when RJ's doing the same thing again? Cam Reddish is hurt again. Mitchell Robinson can't do anything outside but dunk. You know, quickly he's missing open people in the corner, not passing the ball. Grimes is just hitting his shots, showing you nothing else. So all this optimism we had over summer just goes back to the same the same topic. And then we just wasted a summer of not trading for a star because we had hopes of these guys progressing, and they didn't. So anybody can have the argument either way. You just gotta, put your hopes on the people in charge, and hopefully they know what they're doing.
Right. I feel you.
But I'll say this much. I did like what Farron Hunt said. I know Cam Reddish is in the building now. I know he's working out because I know the coaches are there now. I know Tibbs is seeing everything. Hopefully it works out for the better for us. And if a baller tells us since Duke that he's that guy with RJ, why wouldn't we take that into like a strong opinion? Like we got something in our roster. Why always got to be, well, he didn't do nothing in Atlanta, but then omit the fact that Atlanta, he was a main piece and Atlanta's running the playoffs. Not the regular season that we're talking about Grimes for 4 or 5 games. This guy did it in the biggest stage against the eventual NBA champions. But we were quick to dismiss him because he's not our baby. We didn't draft him. You know what I mean? But everybody wants to point out Donovan Mitchell. Oh, he struggled this year in the playoffs. They won't talk about that. They won't talk about him like that if we drafted him. We'll hold Donovan Mitchell to the highest standard. You feel me?
Right.
So it is what it is.
Right. Oh boy, here come trouble. Here come King Ant G. DB want to get on too, bro. DB, you gotta show us your face at least for a second or something. DB, this is how the thing works, bro. This is for everybody. Jay did it. King Ant G did it. Everybody, bro.
What's good, NG?
What's good? You gotta put your time in and show your face, man.
Yeah. It's how this thing work, bro. Yeah, man. King Ant G, man, you ridiculous, bro. Are you seriously talking about Carmelo Anthony better than Bernard King, man? If you don't stop,
you in my man's the other day was driving me crazy, man. Like,
Who?
Forget my man's name. He old school Knicks. The dude you had a bit with you. I forget his name.
Wait a minute. Are you saying that old school Knicks was driving you crazy?
Yeah, because it's man, it's like the further you get removed from something, man, the more mystical it becomes. Like Bernard King was good, but man, if we gonna say Melo didn't win nothing, that man didn't win nothing.
No, nobody said Melo was nothing. Nobody said that.
Melo was like the evolved version of Bernard King. Bernard King is Charmander. Melo is Charizard.
Stop it, bro. you gonna make me call AD right now. Oh, wait a minute. There he go. Oh, hey, Angie thought he was gonna tiptoe in here and slander Bernard King. AD was good.
I'm gonna step aside for this one.
Yo, fellas, what's good?
Bro, somebody is in here slandering Bernard King. That's all I'm saying.
That's because they know not what they say.
Yeah. Oh my goodness.
Yeah, I'm saying I can only tell you about it if you wasn't there. You know what I mean? If you wasn't there, I can only tell you about it.
Right. bro, King Angie, how good was Melo in his prime? King Angie, no. King Angie left.
Do you think Bernard King and Ewing, if they stayed together, they would have won a chip?
My old lady called, man. Y'all got real lucky.
Bernard King and Pat Ewing win a ring.
Now, mind you, that was when Jordan was still figuring it out.
Yeah. Against no. I ain't even gonna lie to you. I ain't even gonna drag it. No. And the reason why I say no is because the Lakers and the Celtics were in their prime years. You're talking about like a 5th, 6th, 7th year Magic Johnson. You're talking about like a 6th, 7th, 8th year Larry Bird. Right? You're talking about two dynasties colliding and teams like salute heck was good. Teams like the Cleveland Cavaliers, the Houston Rockets, teams like the Philadelphia 76ers were all like a part of the collateral damage. And I think the Knicks would have been a part of that collateral damage.
I mean, we still were. I was having this argument with my pops the other day, and he swears that this team would have won the chip during the dynasty eras of the Bulls. If Len Bias and the other cat from the Celtics didn't pass away, what kind of team do you think they would have had?
I'm not even gonna lie to you.
Salute, guys. My bad.
Hey, coach. Yeah, coach.
My phone wound up. I dropped my phone while I was and it didn't fell apart. And, oh man, I'm on the highway. I got back though. My bad.
No, good. Ain't that to it, bro.
You think that team would have broke up the dynasty?
That is tough, man.
What was the other cast in that passed away? Was it Reggie Davis or something?
Reggie Lewis.
Len Bias and Reggie Lewis. You think they would have broken up the dynasty of the Bulls?
You got to think this, like Len Bias. They were talking about he was Jordan level.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The way they were talking about him, you know.
Len Bias was kind of like, if you combined LeBron James and Michael Jordan.
Yeah, he was that type, like that.
Like the body type. Think about 6'8", 230-ish.
7 foot on the spot. Would have broken up the Bulls' run?
Well, it would have changed. It changed the whole landscape because Boston, they would have that would have extended their dominance probably. Just think about who they already had.
Yeah, that would have been an extra 10, 15 years of dominance.
I think the Celtics aged really poorly, though.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Like the Parishes, the McHales, the Birds, the Johnsons, the Maxwells, the
because they were like best team in the league one year and then just aged like 5 years next
year. We also don't know what Len Bias would have been though. I mean, how many dudes, did the consensus believe are gonna be all-time greats? I mean, Darius Miles coming out of high school, everybody thought Darius Miles was gonna be one of those dudes, and it just didn't pan out.
Yeah, but he didn't have a history.
Yeah, sometimes when these dudes are they're it. Like sometimes you see like, yeah, this guy's gonna be a problem. Like regardless of what level,
I just have to say, there was a There was a Jonathan Bender, a guy with so much size, a guy the size of Kevin McHale can handle the basketball like a combo guard, right? Like the Jonathan Benders. There are the Lamar Odoms. There are guys like guys that had the
all
size,
the tangibles.
the size skill combo, right? But then those guys, you never saw them against elite competition. Len Bias, however, you saw Len Bias
The
play.
height of the ACC.
Yes. Think about this. The number one pick in the draft was a center from the University of North Carolina, a dude named Brad Daugherty, right?
Yep.
Len Bias played against him twice a year, 3 times a year, right? And he showed up against that guy. He was better, right? But Cleveland at the time needed a center. They already had 2 forwards. They already had Hot Rod Williams and Larry Nance. Mark Price, Craig Elo, Del Curry, Kevin Johnson,
Larry Nance.
Yeah. Ron Harper.
Yep. Before Harper got hurt. Back when Harper was a swing player.
Yeah. Len Bias at this time, at the Len Bias draft, bro, the ACC was at the peak of their powers, right? You know who was playing point guard for the University of North Carolina? A dude named Kenny the Jet Smith. Anybody know who Kenny Smith is? Anybody ever heard that name before? New York City point guard?
Left rack on.
Yeah. It's funny how y'all say left rack. Every time I hear left rack, I'm like, y'all know that word is French, right? It's le frappe. But I'm not from there. So.
I don't like to acknowledge anybody that was on that Rockets team that beat the Knicks in the championship.
Yeah.
That's why I got because Vernon Maxwell's from back in my neck of the woods down here in Florida.
Okay.
And I hate to give him because I know him. But I hate to give him credit for anything because he was on that dang team. I hated him.
Right. Right. And Sherwin says that was Big East time. Yeah, it was both.
Both
in 86. Who won the national championship in 86? Villanova? The Ed Pinckney Villanova team won the championship. Yeah, but if you ask me who I prefer, Ed Pinckney or Len Bias, it's not even a conversation. Len Bias was the very first run, jump, elite athlete that I saw that could score. Right? Like imagine if LeBron James had a jumper. If LeBron James had an offensive arsenal like Chris Middleton. Like if you combine LeBron James and Chris Middleton right now, LeBron James is by far the greatest player to ever breathe breath. There is no conversation. If LeBron James had the jumper, or not even Chris Middleton, say if LeBron James had the mid post game of a DeMar DeRozan, like could just, bro, come on, what we even talking about, bro? What we even talking about? What we even talking about, bro? And so the whole thing about the Bernard King thing and the Carmelo Anthony thing. Carmelo Anthony was a great scorer, bro. He was a great scorer. Carmelo Anthony was beautiful to watch. Carmelo Anthony was poetry in motion offensively. Right? Carmelo Anthony, I believe Carmelo Anthony, if he had got into elite NBA shape, elite NBA shape, I think is maybe top 15 player of all, top 20 player of all time. But right now, you can't say Carmelo Anthony is a top 20 player of all time. Because the injuries piled up on Melo, his body just, Melo was
he might be a top 20, like at his prime years of scoring the ball, like probably top 25 scorer.
Yeah, bro.
I mean,
I
until
love Melo.
Until Durant came around, as far as modern NBA, you know, they talked about Carmelo being, you know, instant buckets.
Yeah, man, I love Melo, man.
I missed the convo. What y'all talking about with Melo and Durant? Sorry, fellas. Salute the chat. Salute Uncle Freezy. Salute the fellas, man. I hope everybody's good, man. I love y'all.
Man, love you, bro. No doubt. But what I'm getting at with Melo and Bernard King, that Melo Bernard King thing, bro, is I love Melo, bro. Melo offensively Melo is like that ballet that you go to see. You know, like you get your kid. Oh man, I don't want to go to. That's corny. No, shut up and get in the car. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? You take them and they go and you watch this thing play out. Carmelo is poetry in motion, bro.
Yeah,
right?
like he did things like when you mess around by yourself, like with the rim, and you're like, he backs him down, turn around, goes in. Like it's like so effortless with people covering him.
Right.
He moved like that, you know, like there was no one covering him.
His bully game, right? His in the paint game, just back you down.
Yeah.
He's all around type of player. He could shoot, but he could get in the paint too and score. Yeah, he's.
He was trending great before he got here. I remember like the year or two before he got to New York, like Denver was like the second seed, and he had to go against Kobe. Those series were epic, man. That was like Carmelo's was like his sky, like his limit was going up, and I just don't know what happened after that.
Oh,
So
when he was on Denver, right? Remember he had
yeah. That
Denver
Denver before he requested the trade, he was a problem.
Yeah.
But he gave LeBron fits. I remember that one. They had classic battles.
But remember, big bro, he couldn't get past Kobe. That was one of the them things when in the West, it just couldn't get past Kobe.
Yeah, but when Kobe comes out and says that my hardest guard was Melo, I believe it.
Yeah. Yeah, and the thing about Melo, my only thing is, and Chauncey Billups said it. Which one do you want more? Do you want to win or score 35?
Yep.
And a lot of nights, I as a Knicks fan, y'all remember the quadruple overtime game against the Atlanta Hawks? Remember that, the 4 overtime game? And Courtney Lee was in the corner wide ass. Courtney Lee could not be more wide open for like 3 of those overtime quarters. And Melo was busy trying to give Paul Millsap the business because Paul Millsap was giving Melo the business. Y'all remember that?
Yeah.
Millsap was giving Melo the business, and Melo was so enamored with giving him the business back that Courtney Lee was about 10 feet away, wide open, and Melo would not pass him the ball.
What about Aaron Aflalo, though? Remember, he probably trusted Aaron Aflalo more than Courtney Lee as far as 3-point shooters, right?
Yeah.
And they still don't hit the joints, right? I don't know.
So Freezy, who's like when we talk about, like you talked about earlier, how we haven't gone into a season, with less questions and all that stuff in a while. But who is that guy for us? Like, say this year, even if we get Spider, Who is that guy this year that does say things like that? Like someone like an old like Chauncey Billups that tells Randall or even RJ or whoever, do you want to be, or even Spida, do you want to be a 25-point scorer and just leave in the second round all the time, or you want to win championships? Like, who's that guy for us?
Hopefully it's Brunson, but I'm glad you said that, and I'm glad Freezy brought that up, and I didn't mean to cut anybody off, but in my mind, people always ask this question in this chat, in the panel, all the time. When was the last true point guard that we had? We always go around, and I really think what Freezy said, Chauncey Billups was probably a true point guard that we last had.
Right.
Who is that guy? Is it going to be Brunson? Good question, bro.
I'm hoping it is. I don't know if he's got the clout yet because he's still on the come up himself. You know what I'm saying? That instant respect for him, everyone's going to have or not. That's
right.
What do you think, Freezy, on that?
But let me ask you a question. Do you guys see RJ probably developing to be a Carmelo Anthony type of player as far as that bully ball in the paint, or no?
I mean, I think he plays at his best when he's a little thinner. So I don't think, because like Freezy's touched on this before, like when they tried to have him play it with a little more meat on his bones, he seemed a little sluggish for him, and to me it hindered his game. So I don't think like Melo's style is like art. Like I like when RJ drives to the rim, like when he's aggressive, especially on the break and stuff. Right. I like the way he looks when he does that. But as far as the getting the putbacks and a couple dirty points here and again, I don't know.
Yeah,
if he's built for that.
As long as nobody said Julius Randle, because in my mind, I always said this, he thinks he's Carmelo Anthony. In his mind, he thinks he's Melo.
But yeah, he's got Melo skills, but I mean, I'm not saying he's Melo, but his game is very similar. It really is. Like
Julius Randle, right? Julius Randle,
yeah.
right?
Right.
Oh, okay.
Salute, Freezy.
Hey, what's up, Nico? How you doing, man?
I don't know. Trying to be positive.
Right.
I could just say, if you don't mind, I listen. I'm such a skeptic with the way the team still is constructed right now. I know you got to be positive, go into the team optimistic and all that, but it's still, this team is still incomplete. I see there's still those flaws that they gotta fix. Again, with Brunson, we're putting too much emphasis that he's going to be the game changer of everything for us. We still have a backup point guard that's going to be healthy. Rose is not the answer at backup point. Okay. This guy's injured every freaking year.
Yeah,
because they're not using him as a backup.
Well, again,
who's the problem?
Well, who's their backup?
But I just said that Rose, he's been brought in to be the backup, but in the end, he's never used as the backup. He's always having to play as a starter, starter minutes. The man has not been used properly yet. Yeah,
so he's our backup. He's our backup, Rose.
I think if they legitimately use him as a backup, 20 minutes a game, and in spots, a game here and there, and he's going off doing Rose things. Yeah,
he's too 30 old minutes. And he's too injury prone now. He's too old and too injury prone.
Number one, to me, I don't think he's too old. Yes, he is injury prone, but to me, he's injury prone when he's overused. I'm not saying
this guy will trip over his shoelaces, he'll get injured.
You're just getting into the whole.
No, he's not. Listen, I believe
troll burst with that. Like to me, when he's used in the capacity he is right now, Like, no one's going to bring in Carmelo Anthony and expect him to be the savior and a starter again. Okay, but if he knows his role, no, I'm saying that, like, when Carmelo did that transition, like a few years ago, and did the Portland thing, and then, you know, he started being more of a six man or something. He actually settled in. And, I mean, even in LA, you know, like last year. What did he do? Like,
are we making the playoffs this year? Yes or no? This is another question. Are we making the playoffs this year? Yes or no? President,
I think.
What do you think?
I think we are.
Yes.
Listen, I'm gonna be
optimistic.
I think
we are.
I say no.
I'm gonna be idealistic. I think we are.
That's putting a lot of eggs in Jalen Brunson's basket to be the savior of this whole team right now.
You know, when you come in New York, the pressure is on. The pressure is on.
But the thing is that it's not really about Jalen Brunson's only his play. It's not only his play that's gonna. It's because of his presence. The amount of weight on RJ and Randall is lessened as far as.
So him just walking on the court is going to make a huge difference and make this team 10 extra wins. Is going to give us 10 extra wins.
Well, not just if any competent point guard would have done that last year for us, and it showed when Rose was healthy and playing, he was competent. Whether he was injury prone or not, yes, we were successful when he played.
I see Tibbs overplaying Brunson a lot of extensive more minutes than he should be playing. He's not going to share the wealth with other guys because he's not going to have faith in a lot of other guys, which he didn't have a lot last season. And he overplays the guys that he gets set with. So, and that's what always happens. And then guys are injured and they're spent, and then that's it.
So you saying that on his history? You saying that on Tibbs' history?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's not only what Brunson can also do. It's also what Brunson helps RJ do, what Julius do, what Mitchell Robinson do. It's an effect on the whole team.
When I make predictions and opinions on a season, I'm not gonna say that this is obviously.
Hey, coach, you breaking up, coach?
One of them's gonna do this.
Coach,
okay,
you sound like
hold
Dr.
on
Boom.
a second. Hold on. When Brunson sits down and takes a rest, is it the same team from last season? Is it? Yes or no? When Brunson takes the team for a rest.
For
yes,
right now, yeah, kind of.
And who's going to be playing? It's going to be.
how are we much better?
But if Rose is playing for that
it might be a
6-7
different
minutes
element.
that he's taking a rest, then yeah, we are.
The same team from last season. So we made an adjustment with that new guy we just got, and we're gonna say he's gonna be savior too. They got a lot of work ahead of
we also got Hartenstein.
But Hartenstein got nothing to do with the point guard and being the floor leader, is what he's saying.
No, I'm just saying, like I said.
But look at our short. What did all of our shortcut like? Freezy went over this hundreds of times in streams and stats and usage rates and who was on the floor, who was the point guard, all this stuff. The point guard alone was, I don't know the percentage, but it was a huge trickle-down effect of what our problems were.
Listen, I don't want, as a Knicks fan, I don't want to, of course, I come off very negative if it's, I get it from the chat.
No, you're coming off as the run-of-the-mill Knicks fan that's tired of.
Yeah, I'm just tired.
We're just going to get screwed again. Someone's going to get hurt again.
Just as much as everybody loves them in this room and around the world. I love them. But I'm just I get frustrated because you get pessimistic with everything with what could happen. And you're so gun shy, you're like a scorn lover, and that's it. That's what you feel. Constantly getting hurt about, I'm like, oh no, they're great, they're this, they're that. Okay, let's see. And this front office has still got a lot to prove. It's their third year now, fourth year? I don't even know now. So, not to be long-winded, I love the Knicks. I love them. I'm not a Knicks. want them to just make the I mean, if all about picks, they're giving up too many picks to get Mitchell. For God's sakes, come on now. What, are we going to hold on to these picks? To what? How long
I'm with you on that.
Yeah, come on now. Get Mitchell. Now, somebody else is going to pick up Mitchell. You know it. You can see it now. It's waiting too long to do it. Are we playing the game of chicken? We're bad at playing the game of chicken.
Right.
We always get run over.
What's our track record?
Because we're a chicken with only 1 foot.
Yeah. Yeah. And what do we do in the draft every season, every year? Freezy's gone on with those statistics, how bad we are in the draft. What we pick up? Garbage. Nothing. And we trade them away. We got guys who giving out free hats to guys who don't even come here.
Right.
Yeah, take this now. Give it back at the end of the night. I mean, come on.
Right. And so the thing is it's a delicate balance of managing past frustration,
yes,
with having some forethought, like some understanding of the future may take time, right? And so if you're on either, right, because clearly D'Angelo and I think alike. I'm tired of all this mess. Enough is enough already. Can you please win us a championship?
Yes.
Right? I don't care about these. And I'm saying this out of love and respect to processes, right?
Of course.
6th graders and 8th graders.
But I don't care about no in 2029 draft pick, bro.
That's right.
I don't care about no 2028 draft pick, man. Right? You're talking about 6-7 years down the road. I don't care. That's what's holding up a trade. A draft pick that's almost in another decade.
Yeah, come on.
If y'all don't stop playing, with me, am I being pranked? I just want to know if I'm being pranked. The reason why we don't have Donovan
it's all
Mitchell,
these 2K franchise freaking players, bro. So all these young.
Right.
No, I'm not trying to lump all y'all young bucks into this group, but come on, man, this ain't 2K where you're wheeling and dealing a video game.
No, it's been a long time coming. Something got to give. I understand that, Freezy. Yes.
And
when
so
is it our time? When?
Yeah,
when
that's what I'm saying, man. That's what I'm getting at. Like, how long am I supposed to wait?
Yeah. We have a
That's
ghost
the stuff that
front
I'm getting
office. They don't talk to us. That's their new approach. Fine, Big Rose, the one who sits on the side on Tibbs' lap. Go. All right, fine. You don't want to talk to me. You don't want to tell me the plan. Okay. So, I mean, that's ridiculous. They don't talk to us. Like we did something, but they just take our money. But that's okay.
Like we don't deserve. Like we don't deserve that. Now, here's the other thing. Here's the other thing too that I want to speak to, and that makes a ton of sense. And sometimes I think folks don't understand what we're saying, right?
Mm-hmm.
I understand we have to have some vision. I understand that we have to be patient, right?
Me too.
I understand these things,
Yes,
right?
sir.
But here's the thing that I think Knicks fans don't get, and it frustrates a lot of us, right? How long are we going to have to wait? Because if we waited for 50 years and you're telling us to wait 5 more years, waiting 5 more years is not the equivalent of 5 more years because you waited 50, right? So 5 more years to somebody that has waited 50 years is like waiting 20 more years because you've already been waiting. You feel me? So because there's a weight that we have to carry. The thing is like, okay, just wait. Next year's draft is going to have such and such and such and such in it. And I'm in that camp. I know next year's draft. Bro, if we come away with the Thompson twins or Scoot Henderson or some combination of Scoot Henderson, one of the Thompson twins, both Thompson twins, something like that, I'm super excited. But guess what when we draft the Thompson twins, right? Guess what you're telling me?
We in rebuilding mode
We
again.
rebuilding
You
again.
gotta wait 4 more years for them to develop. Right?
That's every season with us. You right, Freezy.
Yeah.
Oh, wait, can I direct something in the chat with Parrish, who we love dearly to this channel? Parrish, all due respect, I don't care the way Quickly ended the season and how good he played. We were out of it. We're just playing.
Garbage time.
It's garbage time, Parrish. Come on, I ain't that stupid. Come on, man. That's ridiculous. I don't care how Quickly played. He could have scored 100 points in the last 4 games. What do I?
Same with that Obi crap.
Oh, come on now. Oh, Obi. Wow, he did about 10 more dunks extra.
There's probably like, let them score. Let's give it to them. They lost anyway.
It didn't get me anywhere, did it? But at the end of the season. All due respect, Parrish.
If they were so good with this, they couldn't even, like, Freezy says this 100 times, man. I hate to repeat something he says. He does it so eloquently, but if they were so good, why couldn't they crack this lineup and help us win?
Right.
Period.
Well, that's it. What are we doing?
The only time we were successful, I mean, I hate to go back to him again. Old, crippled D Rose has been the only player that we've brought in on the first run we had when we made the playoffs when Randall played out of his mind. That was because D Rose was there playing, and the only success we had last year was when D Rose was playing point guard.
All right, I heard enough. Why doesn't that apply? Why doesn't none of that apply with the IQ last point? Okay, garbage time. RJ's points went up after the All-Star game. So why is that irrelevant? Why is nobody speaking on that? And why is that not considered not garbage time minutes? Right? Because didn't he get better during the All-Star weekend? Right? So what are we talking about? I don't get the criticism sometimes. Why doesn't it?
Did we get to the playoffs with him playing all those great minutes and great what he's given us on the court at the end of the season? We weren't playing for anything. Yeah, all those things are going to be
That's not my point.
Inflated at the end of the season.
That's not my point. My point is, why is not RJ also like? I challenge that. I'm not disputing that.
What RJ?
Why he averaged more points, right? So why is he's not considered? Why nobody on the panel was also saying he got those points in garbage time, right? Because that's what y'all saying.
He got the points all year, not just during that time. That's why.
No, he didn't. He went up 24 points after the All-Star game. He was averaging 20 points before the All-Star game.
It was for 3 to 4 months straight when he was healthy. The first month when he was, look at it. Look when he did that. It was when he was healthy. It wasn't tied into garbage time or the All-Star.
That's still not my argument, though.
Okay, because honestly, the time that Quigley and Obi were taken off stat wise is when RJ was hurt and he wasn't scoring as much at the end.
See, it's always an excuse. It's always we was hurt. He was this and that and this and that. We didn't win as a whole team, bro. That's the point, bro. See, that's the point. If we're gonna criticize IQ, he's on the team too. RJ Barrett deserves the criticism. You can't criticize one. Hold on. But he's on the team. That's just my point. And I'm not bashing RJ. That don't be my point. My point being when the criticism comes. No, it sounds like you're bashing IQ. I can say the same thing. Like, what are you talking? Like, that's the thing. The argument doesn't make any points. Just because you like the player.
I was saying that he's not good enough to crack the lineup.
I didn't say bash. I didn't say you, coach. I'm saying the point was when he said when he started in garbage time, that was the considered point. You didn't care about him getting 21 and 11 as a starting point guard because it was garbage time minutes. So why do you care about RJ showing off efficiency in garbage time minutes that also didn't lead us to any postseason? That's just my point. I don't understand.
And are we building a team around good players or elite players? What are we building a team around? Are they going to get to the promised land?
No, nobody is. That's why nobody on the team should not be untouchable. That's just my whole point. Every time you come on the panel, everybody just
that's why this trade hasn't gone down for Mitchell. Because they're holding on to these guys.
No, because they don't know what they have. That's of course. And then if the reports is out that they definitely want to keep Quentin Grimes, then how much do they expect to believe in RJ? Like, it's very confusing. I'm not trying to argue with y'all.
They're all horse crap. So you can't believe it.
I mean, we're not in the front office, so I'll just take it with a grain of salt.
Listen, I think Grimes going to be the 2 guard, RJ going to be a 3. And listen, remember, Elfrid Payton can't
Everyone
shoot.
that plays rap.
So why? I mean, I'm just saying, bro. Just players getting extended, and like at the end of the day, bro, like October is right around the corner. Somebody messing up that.
Yeah, that's coach on the road. But hey,
salute, Uncle Crazy.
You ain't even say hello, bro.
So, nah, cause I'm mad, bro. Cause IQ, you know, IQ my boy, bro. You know, IQ's my dog, man. I can't take. I don't get it. I don't understand the criticism. Like they was like garbage time, and I'm like, wow. Then RJ increases points like the same on the same team and on the same around the same time. Like
I didn't really.
No, we understand there's no iron team, but what he was saying, you had to really listen to what he was saying.
What was he saying, brother?
For me, I attached the Obi into that, and then I kind of spoke on both of them as a group. In retrospect, I like you, IQ too, but I think he's the perfect kind of guy in the background that's developing that could be in the rotation. I don't think we can count on as the answer to be the full-time starter.
But coach, how do we know that if we never give him an opportunity? That'd be my whole point. Like you just can't say that, and I think that's what I'm saying. Like back to Uncle Crazy point.
I think he's earned what he's going to have right now. He's the first guard off the bench in rotation.
I mean, 21 and 11 is not good. Like, right,
there's
21
nothing wrong with that.
But 21 and 11, like he showed. That's my whole point. Like Obi showed he could be a starter. And even though, like, I get it, I'm not taking your argument with it's garbage time. That's not my point. But I'm just saying, like, 21 and 11, that's not good. That's not quality point guard. Like, Brunson's here, so I'm over it. But my whole point of the signing, which I said, which was a nephew signing, which everybody can agree with some family inside, it had nothing to do with basketball, because I wanted IQ to get the opportunity over a 5 consecutive game to at least show what he has as a starter. That's it, bro. That's all. I feel like he deserved that. He never got that. I believe he like you say, Tibbs don't really believe in him. And I think this is a big mistake. I don't think Tibbs like IQ like that, bro.
I thought Tibbs liked the IQ.
Yo, Tibbs don't like nobody.
I don't think Tibbs like IQ.
I think you mixing up. I think you don't even like his receding hairline. Let me say what's good before I say what I'm gonna say. What's good, y'all?
How you doing?
Shout out to the chat.
Shout out to Queens, man. Queens get the money.
Queens get the money.
What I was gonna say, that's not true. What you saying about quickly, bro? You going overboard, and your point got to be as loud as you are when you be that loud. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like quickly, if he was really what you say, he should have broke the lineup, and Burke shouldn't even been playing over him last season.
But Harwell, not to cut you off, what did I say?
Hold on. You got to look at last season, right? And everybody know me as far as I was the first one yelling fire Tibbs. But when you say Tibbs don't like quickly, that's correct. Tibbs like quickly, bro. That's just not Quickly's game or his role. He's a 6-man type of player, and that's what they building him to be. If he couldn't start over Burks or get minutes in a team that should tell you enough. And basically, I'm not against Quickly. I like Quickly. But you got to ask yourself, on a team that don't have permanent players or players that you would think is really better than him, right? Because you like Quickly, right?
That's the point I was making.
You should know that he should have been either starting already or getting way more minutes from early on if he was what you saying. You know what I'm saying? More off the bench. Now, the only other point you could give him is they needed him to come off the bench to have something. You know, the bench play better than the starters sometimes. So I told you, I like Quickly. You know what I'm saying? So maybe step in there to have something to keep the team in the game when they bring in the bench, because he was a good piece off the bench. You know what I mean? So, you know, that's the only thing I could think of. But I was arguing on my show about why he should have started over Burks when they get rid of Kimber. You know what I'm saying? I understand that if he couldn't play good enough to get there, how can I say he really should have started? It's two ways to look at that, bro.
But if you never get to see, can I answer to all your points? All right, to the piggyback off of that, I wasn't loud. My whole point was basically what you saying. I didn't say IQ was anything. So that's the standard that you judging off. I just said he never. I didn't. Hold on. I said IQ. Hold on. I said IQ never ever got the opportunity to start at a point guard over a consecutive start of games. You're blaming it on basically it's not off his game. I don't know that. We don't know that since Kentucky. Since Kentucky. Hold on. Can I finish? Since Kentucky, he never got the opportunity. We all know back to Uncle Freezy point who they thought he was better than. Was that a good decision?
Bro,
so hold on. Was that a good decision?
Bro, you're going too far for me, bro.
I'm going.
Listen, bro, you proving it yourself by saying he never got an opportunity. That means that you a fan, you like his game, and you feel like he should have got more chances. But the people that's observing him in a position to make that decision, bro, that get paid for that, know more than you, and they firsthand looking at this man. How can you fight for that point?
I'm not fighting for that point. I'm not fighting. I'm not.
Hold on.
It's not okay.
He said all the way back to college, he didn't get an opportunity. So that just makes our point more strong that he's not proven to the people. He's playing basketball. This is a game where you get paid to play, and the people that's watching and make the decision firsthand.
But they don't make the best. But Harwell, you make it seem like they make the best decision. Harwell, that's just my point. I get what you're saying, but that don't make it the best decision. Uncle Freezy, who started? Hold on, Uncle Freezy, can you please tell them who they thought was better than Tyrese Maxey and IQ during college days? That's all I'm saying.
No, nobody.
Wait. I got. So he asked me a question. Ashton Higgins.
That's all I'm saying, bro. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Always right.
So hold on, bro. Harwell, hold on. I wasn't done, bro. So I let everybody finish, bro, as a man, bro. So you said you about decisions. So that was a basketball decision. That also college. They know more than me and you, right? So so was it the best decision? That's all I'm saying, bro. I'm not like I feel like everybody
you
coming
bring
at
in
me.
one example.
I'm not.
One example that happened at, and I'm talking about. These players are looking at these players more than you, more close up than you can see. You know that, right?
I came back. I piggyback off your point with decision. You tried to say, hold on. I'm just judging off of your words. You said, hold on, Harwell.
Let me talk too. We're going back and forth. Right?
I got you. Respect. Respect.
You're not there, right? Are you there, or you just a fan of Quickly? Do you know Quickly, or you watching him close up like they are?
Right. Okay. All right. Nah, I get it. I get it.
It's gonna go left if I answer that question, bro. So I'm not answering that question.
But
that's obvious. You
start bringing into the conversation. You start bringing into the conversation coaches like with the favorites. Like people get on this conspiracy theory crap that these professional coaches, especially ones that are vets like Tibbs, who's had success in the league. Obviously, he didn't win a championship. Blah blah blah. Whatever. But he's had some success and he's had success developing players or whatever. But yet when he's the coach for the Knicks, he all of a sudden has an agenda and a conspiracy theory where he ain't gonna play guys, but he's gonna play guys who he thinks is best to win.
I'm not.
Stuff like, oh well, he's not letting Quigley because he doesn't like him, or this guy doesn't like him, or that crap just goes out the window.
That's the question now that's the question now because the young boys don't get no burn, right? And he runs the older fellas in the dirt, or who's not starting. I just want to ask this one question.
Well, RJ's 22. He's pretty young.
Listen,
hold on, let me finish. All
right, go ahead.
Nah, go ahead, finish your point, bro.
No, I was just saying, are we trying to establish a starting five over a team?
Harwell back.
The guys that come off the bench too, not just the starters. You want the guys that come
role
off the
is
bench
just as important as a starting role.
I want to make sure everybody's doing that kind of y'all arguing, going back and forth. I want to make sure y'all know about we trying to establish a team, bro, not just the starting five, bro. I don't care who it is.
Go ahead. Yeah, Harwell, man, you my man, bro. I don't want to make it seem like I'm arguing with you.
The thing is, are we in agreement here that there's nothing wrong that if Quigley became Jamal Crawford?
I don't even know who that is talking. Who is that?
Who? This shotgunner, bro.
All right. I didn't even know who that was. I still don't know who it is, though. Now I do. It's my first time meeting you or hearing you.
He
nah. We got history, bro.
We're overhyping our guys. It's like the front office.
No, this is
anyway. For what I'm saying is there something wrong? is it about Quigley starting, or is it about him contributing? Like, is it? Are we all in
Coach,
agreement?
This is my whole point. I mean, coach. Can I answer that, Coach? Coach, I just want to answer your point. My whole point is I'm not arguing with nobody on the panel. We all Knicks fans, bro. Like, I'm not arguing. It's just a debate, bro. My point with the whole IQ situation, it goes back to the Brunson signing, bro. I feel like we went out and signed a $100 million point guard, and I feel, this is just my feelings, I feel like we had a starting point guard on the bench the whole time. That's it, bro. So I feel like we gave a guy $100 million for no reason.
Giving way too much credit.
Damn, can I finish? Damn. I'm not giving. I said I feel, bro. I just said I feel, bro. That's it. I feel.
You said the same thing you said before, though. You've already said this.
Yeah,
I respect your opinion. That's all.
Right, but that's what I'm saying, though. That's all I'm saying. It's not arguing y'all point. Like, I just don't get. That's why I don't get what y'all.
But you said that he hasn't gotten an opportunity since Kentucky.
Yo, all I did was
that's true,
try
bro.
to give you some understanding to why that's happening. And we understand your point. That's what they keep saying too. That's how you feel. But I said it on my show. I mean, he should have started over Burks because he's still a Knick. And if he's a future Knick, they should have been developing him more with those minutes. And next season, he's gonna have to play more, to have to make mistakes that hopefully he could have played through last season. That'd be my whole take on when I speak about development. You know what I'm saying? But when
I agree with that,
play over Burks and kept him as a 6-man or to play with the bench, you gotta ask yourself. Tibbs was not playing because he said
but he's too inefficient.
Hold on.
Let him talk, fellas.
He said it. He said Burks is the best option at that point right now. And I'm trying to tell you, Sha, I was fighting and going crazy with my co-host Worldwide L. Shout out Worldwide L, saying that Quickly should have been in, and he said Quickly was playing like trash, and he was right because I remember
he was right at the time.
I said that I said, yo, stop talking about Quickly like that because he's just going through a slump, and he gonna come back strong, and he fell back, and he did. You know what I'm saying? But for Tibbs and everybody to make that decision and leave him off the bench when Burks was nowhere near a point, to me, he ain't played a point since Utah. It had to be that he wasn't even ready yet, bro. That's really all what I could think of. I wanted him to start there. And it's the other point. He was going to be for the bench to keep us in the game when the starters wasn't playing good because he couldn't move certain people out the starting lineup. You always got to look at that too. You know what I'm saying? And when some of his strategies with Randall point forward and he was going with, he wanted to leave the bench how it was. You know what I mean? But you got to remember, quickly was how a lot of people rate him to be. He would have been undeniable starter because there was nobody really in front of him that, you know, really deserved to start. That's why I made the point of like that type of team and all the stuff that happened. He should have been getting more minutes when people hype him up.
Yeah, I respect that.
Even Bones Hyman got more minutes.
Right. Yeah, I respect that. But like, see, when I judge that, like I take everything out of context. That's why I respect so much.
No,
that's a player I'm just about to bring up. He wasn't starting at all on the Sixers, but when he got his opportunity, he showed that he was some type of, you know what I mean, a rising all-star. You know what I'm saying? That's just all I'm saying, bro. With opportunity, bro.
Hold on. I
understand what you're saying.
I see.
I think like you, but it's just you got to think who the coach is. Pardon me, D.
Yeah. I see Quickly as a complementary piece to a winning team. I see him making that punch when he comes into a game and it's scoring that point that you want or a winning shot. Yeah, he can do that, but I don't see him even as a starter. Quickly, I see him coming off the bench, making and just giving that offensive spike that you need.
Mm-hmm.
I don't even see Quickly as that. We overhype these guys that we got. Obi and all the rest of them. We got to stop doing that. He's just a complementary piece to a winning team. We're not a winning team yet. They haven't done nothing. We're going to see what happens when Brunson gets on the floor. Apparently, he's just going to be the saving grace. I hope so, but I don't think so.
I doubt that.
That was the question before.
I didn't get a chance to explain.
Get in there, coach. Get in there, coach.
Sorry, coach.
Hello,
coach. What you saying, coach? You cut me off. You cut me off, and then don't say nothing. Coach disappeared.
Yeah.
Hello. Hello.
You had a traffic.
Yeah, we hear you.
You hear me now? Okay, my bad. I must be in a bad spot. But what I'm saying is I'm not discrediting IQ's ability. I think he has all the skills to be all the positive things we're saying about it. Well, however, in the current position of what he's doing and how he's playing, for a point guard to run my team, he is too inefficient to be counted on for that right now at this moment. Like, and maybe he needs somebody like Brunson, who is a better decision maker right now, and he's more efficient. And maybe he's in a better situation. Whatever, we can have another argument about that. But for what this team needs, we already have guys who weren't inefficient last year who were handling the ball too much. So we can't have another guy who's inefficient, because look at his numbers. They're worse than RJ's as far as shooting the ball and all that. So
Coach, do we have an elite player on this team right now, presently? An elite player.
Now, when you say elite, are you saying an all-star?
I'm talking.
Coach, you got to answer
Brunson is elite.
With the
Brunson
current
is
roster,
elite.
one at a time. Current roster.
Brunson is elite.
I mean,
Brunson is seasoned veteran now.
Done the playoffs last year. Brunson is considered an elite point guard to me. Randall,
what he did in the
You're breaking up, bro.
Can't hear you.
Julius Randle. You hear me now?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Sorry. To me, Julius Randle, at the grand scope of all the power forwards in this league, is an elite power forward in this league.
Oh, good Lord, no.
Okay, that's your opinion.
D'Angelo. D, I want to hear your opinion. Why you don't like Randall, D?
Oh, me? Oh,
yeah.
This guy he chokes. He has a bad attitude. He's a cancer on the team, dude. If you don't see that over the past,
okay, well, that's not what the question is. Now, do I think
he asked him that though? He asked him that.
But, no,
he asked him why he didn't like Randall.
No, I just wanted to know his personal opinion.
No, I'm saying he asked that wasn't the
I get you out.
question.
I respect that's why, but that to me doesn't discredit his ability as being an elite power forward in this league. Now, does that make him an elite number one, an elite leader? No,
coach. It's what's between the ears of Randall that can't be solved. He's been in this league a long time. We're gonna call him elite. You can go right ahead. I don't agree with that.
I think he elite. I mean, D, but I think he proved he can't handle the New York pressure. So that is a little scary. But I think he is a solid starting point guard.
Not here in New York. Maybe in Utah. Go ahead. Go over there.
Right, you can't handle the
He ain't doing it. He ain't gonna do it. I don't care what anybody says.
No, but for real,
I like Randall, man. Randall not that much.
He needs to be on the team. He could be like the number one or number two. Hell, that's what he want to do. Or maybe he want to win, and he'll be the third option and win.
Well, he could go.
But listen, that's a question now, Harville. I want to ask you too, because you think his mind state. You think he's gonna want to be number one? I mean, number 2 or 3. Now Brunson is here.
Mm-hmm. Well, he ain't gonna be smacking no laptops, this season. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
And there's no iron team. So
you got to see what the Knicks did, though. And that's why I think we always talk about everything else that could possibly happen. And I'm a Knicks fan that just be like, nah, ain't nothing gonna happen. And we got Brunson, and I think the type of player he is and how they put his pops on the team, and that's all right there. Julius Randle got to get in line. Even he should see that. You know what I'm saying? And I think as a skillful player as he is, some players need that. You know what I mean? Somebody there that can make him do what he got to do. And Brunson gonna have the ball in his hand now, so he got to kind of like basically play off of that. But I think it should be better now because
we hope so.
No, it should be because if he could play good with Peyton, and Peyton wasn't really that good on the offensive end, as Brunson. So
Well, Brunson's got to turn it around and say, "I got this. I got this."
When RJ improves throughout this season, right?
Mhm.
Randall's already gonna want to go off. So, you're not gonna really be able to double team Randall with Brunson on the floor. And Brunson at the point of attack, getting in the paint. You know what I'm saying? So if he could get Randall in the right spots to be like that raging bull, he was getting the ball too far out, trying to do the jab step, Carmelo Anthony thing, like y'all was saying earlier.
Jab step, pump fake, jab step, rip through, pump fake, pump, jab step. Oh my God!
Even though
you think Melo
got better, believe it or not, he should have improved. He dribbled so much in
Good to play
the game.
devil's advocate. So that's
But
good.
I think you get the ball in the lower position now, off of help of Brunson and RJ, because he's gonna have more weapons by him. So I think he can play better if he stay with the Knicks.
Yo, Uncle Freezy, when Harville come on, you gotta have that more deep song. Remember, drop a gem on him. Like you just have that clip, drop a gem on him.
I need a new intro. I need a new intro, right?
Drop
Right.
a gem on him. Remember that mob? That's Harville.
No, but for real though, Chop, if he can basically, with Brunson, RJ, Julius Randle getting the ball in the position where he's gonna basically finish at instead of trying to create too much is a problem. Somebody said it earlier. They take the pressure off of them. I think Coach said it. They take the pressure off of these guys dribbling, and now you have somebody who could break down the defense, and he's gonna make the right play. Because if you double him or help once he get past his man, then he's gonna give the ball up. That's just his IQ.
He's gonna collapse. He's gonna collapse the defense in the paint too.
Yeah, he's gonna break
maybe like a little Stephon Marbury type of.
So RJ can hit that, or whoever's on the floor. But Randall's gonna be able to. Hopefully, tell Randall. You know how a good point guard tell you, man, get your
right,
man, you know what I'm saying?
That's the conversation earlier, Harville, when they was talking about Chauncey Billups. Right, yeah, like being Melo. You know what I'm saying?
That's a good comparison. Yeah, you're right.
Right. Yeah, that's what they was talking about.
A talking player, a very vocal point guard that is like he's a leader. If you follow him, he just didn't really have a chance to lead as much on Dallas. I mean, he had great games over there. Don't get it twisted.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? But Luka, that's Luka's team. So on this team now, that's what I'm saying. He has a chance to be a team. And that's why
I got an answer to that point, Harwell.
I'm gonna say one last thing.
I agree with that.
I think he got paid the money and people say he don't deserve it. But I think that's not fair because it always go by the market. And when he showed up in the playoffs on the high level, and remember, point guards earn more. Can't really say he don't deserve that. Go ahead, bro. Go ahead, Sean.
I'm gonna answer your point. So like I see that's just my problem. Like everything you say, I agree with. So I ain't here to debate nothing. But my thing is just like I don't understand. Like Jalen Brunson, he's 26, and he came here. He said he want to be an all-star. That's wrong. First of all, you're trying to win. Like that's not good. That's not where your mindset need to be at a 26-year-old. And he also
said that. He said
he see himself as an all-star. He said that. And then he also said basically that like he don't want to play with a ball dominant person. So like, how's RJ not a ball dominant? Because RJ got to, in order for this to work, RJ. Hold on.
No. Wait. Let him talk. Yeah. Go ahead.
And reports was that he said he wanted to be all-star. Like, you know what I'm saying? He didn't come here and say like he wanted to lead us to the Eastern Conference Finals. He didn't he didn't say that. So that's just my thing. That's why I think he left Lincoln. I think he a star. But that's the wrong mindset. We need a point guard, and that's the point. But if we get Spider, another dominant ball handler, RJ also has never really been a catch and shoot. To me, for this to work, RJ will have to develop into a catch and shoot player. He's not that.
Well,
we have
you know what you saw, Sha? You saw RJ that really, that's why I say it, and people think I stick up for him. I just look at things different than a lot of people. You saw RJ doing stuff he shouldn't have had to really do. You know what I'm saying? Forcing the dribble and going straight. People say, "Oh, he didn't have a back." That in that position right there, if we had a point guard, they wouldn't have saw a lot of that stuff. You see what I'm saying? So with Brunson there, that creates a lot of things where he will be able to get better at catch and shooting. because you're gonna have people that's gonna drive and kick it to him. You know what I'm saying? And he did decent at that when we had that previous. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So you got to look at that and see. And I know the game, but I always look at those guys for having that as a job, you know, because they close up on every decision that they make. You know what I'm saying? So I always like to make my decision, but think about it. For them to make that as a real decision and pay him, it gotta be worth it. So I don't really be against it because I know Brunson is that. You know what I'm saying? And when he say he would be an all-star, he's that type of player that was not a big player. He was undersized growing up. And if you heard his speech, you know, he had to like really go through a lot of tough grooming. So for him to say he want to be an all-star, I understand where he's coming from. He wants to still prove things to people like you and everybody think that he can't do that. He's gonna do that.
What's the big deal if he said that though? I want him to be overconfident.
To be Eastern
It's not a big
Conference
deal.
or even a consistent playoff team, right? He would have to conquer those goals at the same time. You know what I'm saying? Because for us to be good, he got to play good, right? And then you want an all-star player on your team. And for him to come on your team and become an all-star, that would be better for the player on your team to have that opportunity and live up to that. You know what I mean? And he's a kid that wanted to be a Knick. So it's a lot of things that
I get all that point.
Brunson.
What about go ahead, D. Go ahead.
I can't say why you should like him, blah, blah, blah. I'm giving you the things that I go through when I break down how I look at it. You know what I'm saying?
I respect your points. Go ahead, D.
Well, I'm just saying, why not have him be overconfident since he wants to be an all-star? He wants to be the best at his game. It makes it, especially here in New York, it's a totally different mindset he's got to come in here with. He wants to play hard. He wants to be an all-star. What's the big deal if he said
that's confidence?
I'm not saying that. Of course I want that. I want that for everybody. You know what I'm saying? I think that's the whole reason why the competition. But my point is, we want to win. Like the point that everybody make. Hold on, D. The point that everybody make is that Brunson is going to be a guard that come here and put everybody in their spots and their positions. And we blame Luka for being ball dominant. But if we're going after a guy like number 45, nobody's still explaining how is he going to feel comfortable and be happy and reach the all-star level with another ball dominant
player.
That's what the coach has got to work out. That's why he's getting paid to do it.
But that's why he left. But remember, we gotta take everything out of context. That's why he left the Mavericks.
Right. I understand. We got somebody steering the ship.
Yeah, but Shaq, is Brunson the best ball handler on this team as soon as he joined the team?
So you know how I feel about IQ, so
no. I don't think to add IQ in there. Let's be ball handler. Hold on. You think IQ is better than Brunson?
I'm not hell no. I'm on basketball wise. I'm smart enough to not say that. Of course,
okay. So I'm asking you, Brunson coming on this team. He's going to be the starter right off the bat, right? He has no.
No, he is. By him getting his money, we all. IQ pretty. We all know he's the starter.
Yeah. So that's not even the question. So is he the best ball handler to come on this team?
Again,
good question.
I don't want to give him that much credit, but I think he is.
All right, I got another question for you.
Go ahead, Harold.
Can IQ perform on the playoffs like Brunson did? You think he can right now?
Bro, I don't really know that, bro. I don't want to doubt that young. That's hard. That's a hypothetical question.
No, I'm trying to show you why. I'm trying to show you why he proved things in front of our eyes already. And Luka Doncic playing along Luka Doncic helped him. And that's why I say that when RJ and these guys play alongside Brunson, it's going to help them because you need to know. Like, I can understand why he left, right? But see, the difference with you mixing up is you got to watch Brunson Villanova. You got to watch Brunson because he's not going to do like Luka does. He's not going to, and that's why he left. He's not going to hold the ball. He's going to make the right basketball play. He's aggressive. He's going to be the point guard, but he's going to, if they double him, he's going to pass out of it. Like, he's not like a Luka Doncic to do a one-legger in the double team fadeaway. He doesn't play like that. So to say that he's ball dominant just because you see him scoring on people and being aggressive, you know what I mean? That's one thing. But if you could show me anywhere where he really played that way, then it would make a lot of sense. But I know him since Villanova, watching him with he's the player that's gonna make the right basketball play.
Yo, hold on. In my mind, before you go shop,
I ain't saying nothing.
No. When Hardwell said that, in my mind, I thought about Kristaps Porzingis. Luka Doncic, like, get rid of him. There can't be. I'm the only diva here. When he said that, that's what I was thinking about. But go ahead. I'm my bad. I'm sorry.
So, Shot,
You good, Top.
Shot, you feel as though that opportunity is again squandered with now Brunson being here, and he didn't get the opportunity quickly, and now he was. You felt that he was the starting point guard of the Knicks.
Yeah,
not
D. Yeah, D. That's just my point, D. Like you said exactly. I just feel like D, man. I feel like we had a starter the whole time, man. I feel like IQ. I feel like he's gonna show out. I feel like he's gonna show out, of course, because it's his third year. But my whole thing is like a lot of people get mad when you say peers, but you have to say a lot of people on this panel get mad when you say peers, but you have to judge people for their peers. Man, that man played with that guy over there that's in Philadelphia. That don't sit like I'm a human. I'm a male too. If I'm with somebody that I know I can be as good as, or I play with, or we know our potential, and I know, I'm gonna get jealous, bro. Like I'm just human nature. I'm gonna like I can do that shit too. Not
And
saying I can.
Hold on. Shot. That's a good question. I mean, that's a good point because now how the other players on the team gonna feel? Like, oh, Brunson, you here because your pop.
Exactly. That's my point.
But Shy, you know, in life, right? It's all about opportunity, right, Shy? Come on, you see how many.
That was my point. That was my point. That was my point earlier.
But at the end of the day, that's how it goes. That's just how it ends up. But my point I made to you earlier was that's the point that you got to look at. If it's really nobody on that team, right, that you see that should be in front of him, then he's not the same player as Maxey. You can't just say he's Maxey because he's his man.
I didn't say that.
Maxey,
I said
no. I'm just replying to you. Maxey probably would have started as the point on this team.
Yeah. Okay.
You get what I'm trying to say? You can't say because they both play. Maxey, Doc Rivers want to win too, just as well as Tibbs want to win. And Tibbs should want to win more if Quickly was that dude like that, because Quickly, Tibbs ain't got forever there. Doc Rivers probably could sit up and you know what I mean? They'll probably let Tibbs go. So when anybody could tell you I was the first person against Tibbs, his decisions, everything. But when it comes to that, I just don't agree, man. He had more opportunity on that team because he's so close with Tibbs. Tibbs love him. And Freezy even make jokes about it, how Tibbs used to yell in his face and Quickly used to laugh. Like,
just take it like a gangster.
That's like when you got to somebody. Like,
and the thing about that, just real quick, the thing about stuff like that is when I don't want to call people soft, but when you sense, well, I don't want to say because when people
unless you're Obi.
Freezy
calls him so.
No. What I'm saying is people are built different, right? Like people like I have like that Emmanuel Quickly mentality, bro. Except, man, maybe I'm 10 times, maybe weirder than Quickly when it comes to that, because I already been in them situations. So when I saw it the first time, it's like, yeah, this dude crazy. Because you know what, crazy recognize crazy, bro, in case I ain't noticed, right? Yep. But Tibbs yelling at Quickly, and he like, yo, that's all you got? Come on, coach. Like the dude berated Quickly right in front of everybody, right? And Quickly just stood there and took it like, man, that's all you got? And before he walked off, Tibbs turned his back and Quickly patted him on the rump. Yo, and I'm saying, if that had been Obi, I would have had to do a 48-hour telethon on here.
Yeah, man, they got a good relationship, bro.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So what I'm getting at is this. Right? Is Quickly ready to be starting NBA point guard? I don't think so just yet.
Nope.
Right now, here's the thing. Here's the thing. Has Quickly gotten the opportunity to be a starting NBA point guard? Yes. He started some games at the end of the season, right? Did he look impressive doing it? Yes. Was the competition the same kind of like, during the regular season? Nah, not really. But RJ Barrett averaged 29 points a game in February. And you know what the Knicks record was in all them games that RJ Barrett averaged 29 points a game? 0 wins.
Exactly.
0 wins. Yes.
Exactly.
And all those games in February that R.J. Barrett averaged 29 points a game, the Knicks lost every game.
Oh my God! Right
now, what I'm saying is I'm not trying to make you make a decision one way or the other. I'm just adding facts to the conversation.
Exactly.
Right? They quickly get triple doubles towards the end of the season.
Yeah.
Was it against elite competition?
Really.
I don't know. I don't know. R.J. Barrett averaged 29 points a game against great competition.
Yeah, but I love that point.
No,
I don't love that point. I don't love that point.
And
you know
so,
why?
but that's what I'm saying. It's
not
not
proves though.
But
you gonna criticize?
but the thing is, what y'all saying is y'all talk about points. This is not. But these are facts. These are facts. These are not
the
points.
numbers don't lie.
Exactly.
These are facts.
No. Y'all cherry picking, man. I'm sorry. You're cherry picking on this one.
No,
because look,
I'm cherry picking. RJ Barrett averaged 29 points a game.
But he but that's only a couple more points than he averaged in the other months when they were winning. You're talking about a guy. Yeah,
that's true.
No,
hold on. I'm talking about the fall off.
Absolutely, Coach. You're absolutely right. It's only a couple of points. It's 8.
Right, like come on, bro. Like
no. See, Freezy,
he averaged.
Then you know what, Freezy?
He averaged 20 points for the season.
All of the accreditation I've given you about bringing up stats.
The whole time y'all was talking,
Coach, let him finish. Coach, let Freezy get it off.
The whole time y'all was talking, I ain't said nothing. I just said,
Word, I can't hear him. Let me hear him.
Honestly, I didn't chime in a lot of that, but go ahead.
What?
Go ahead, Elder Freeze. Go ahead, Elder Freeze.
I got cut off like 10 times, and I just shut up after a while. It's all right. Go ahead, it's your show.
Coach.
And CW ain't say nothing yet.
I was just sitting here. I was just sitting here.
But the thing is, Freezy, the argument you're making against yourself earlier. Like I always commend you,
Coach. I'm not making.
But you commended RJ for all those months he did well. Like, there was months he had 25.
Men lie, numbers don't, bro. Men lie, women lie, numbers don't, bro.
I'm not pounding my chest about RJ only about that 1 month. I'm talking about all those months. Okay, I didn't say you chose to cherry pick the representative of RJ for that month. I wasn't picking that month. Okay.
No, Freezy was going. Freezy whole point was to my point. If you're going to criticize IQ, which I bashed you the whole show, and I came on. Hold on.
I'm not holding on. I'm not holding. I'm the number one chief rocker. This is my show.
That's a fact.
I don't hold on for nothing. What I'm saying is this. What I'm saying is this. The fact that RJ Barrett made progress last year was a great thing. Did he get the results that he desired? No. Right?
That's right.
And then Emmanuel quickly put up great stats during a certain time. Did he get the desired results? No. What I'm pointing out is that all season long, all these kids had up and down development, and for you to project one thing over another and compare to another thing over another, bro. What I'm saying is ultimately, man, y'all gotta let these kids develop, bro. That is my point.
That's my point.
That is my
IQ.
point.
That was my whole point about IQ. That's it. If Uncle Freezy, I'm glad you did that with RJ, because that was just my point, and everybody killed me for it. I said I don't get how we're criticizing IQ when RJ's on the team too.
I don't agree with it, and I didn't get a chance to explain why.
Hold on, bro. You just cut me off, Coach. You just cut me off, man.
Yeah, like, come on, we're gonna go round and round with the same point. You said the same point,
bro. Coach, you a grown man, bro. You shouldn't be getting this defensive, bro. Let's just have fun, bro. We all Knicks fans, bro. It's not that serious, bro. Come on, bro.
I'm having the time of my life. You don't see my face.
You cutting people off, bro. Let's be respectful, bro. You kind of disrespected the Chief Rocker, bro. Like you cutting him off, bro. Like, come on, bro. He blessed us to bring all of us on this point as men to debate, bro. That's all it is, bro. It's not that serious, bro. You miles away. We probably never see each other in life, bro.
Let me tell you something. Alpha Payton can't shoot, shotgunner.
Yo, come on, man. That was a good one. That was a good one.
Piece of chop loaf for that, yo.
Listen, man. I like that.
What I was getting at is what I wanted to do was add facts to the conversation, because what we was having was this conversation all about perspective and who thinks what is what, as opposed to looking at what they actually did. We were like projecting forward what they can be, and what I was pointing out is what these kids actually did. right? And so we can project it based off what we think we saw. But all I want to say is, bro, these kids did a lot of good things during the season. A lot of good things during the season. Yep. All of them did. Obi broke out, quickly broke out. RJ broke out with some stuff. Man, even Miles McBride, the game in Miami was probably the best game he ever had in his career.
That's right.
But the projection thing, I think you can't say if somebody is right or wrong if they're projecting.
Yeah.
Because everybody is going to see different stuff. It's just what it is.
That's it.
That's what I'm getting at, man. Y'all go ahead.
Yeah, I'm not Funky Freezy. Like, I'm glad you brought up that point. All I gotta say is that's what I was saying. Like, basically, you said it basically in better context without me saying it. That's what I said on the first show. I was just trying to say, I'm just not like
quickly is a off the bench player.
I still didn't get a chance to finish.
Bro, that didn't prove RJ. That still didn't prove Freezy point, bro.
Now we ain't talking about Freezy point. I'm telling you the difference in the two players, bro. Quickly is a 6-man. RJ is a starter.
Yeah, but the starter is not helping us develop. Like all even the 6-man. Like, I get what you said. Like, none of that is contributing us to even a 10 seed though, dog. So I don't get the argument when you say that.
I didn't say nothing about no seed. I never mentioned the seed. I'm just telling you why you keep talking about what you think Quickly should be and shit. I'm telling you,
all for that. I'm all for that. My whole point is on Freezy.
Great 6-man for this New York Knicks team, if you ask me.
Yeah, you brought that point back up, bro. I've been off of that.
Be a 6-man and come off the bench for the New York Knicks, bro. I would love that.
I've been off of that, but my point was when Freezy, the point Uncle Freezy just made up, the whole criticizing point. He brought up a criticizing point. He said basically that was his whole point. He just was saying after the All-Star break, RJ improved his game, but y'all saying like RJ's a starter and he's a great player. Uncle Freezy's whole point, I think, to that was just saying, guys, like, we got to criticize everybody because RJ improved his points, but it didn't help us lead to any type of winning. That's it.
All right, hold up.
And this is where I didn't get a chance to finish saying what I was saying. Y'all kept cutting me off.
Let Danny Landers talk. Danny Landers.
Danny, what up, bro?
Yo, fellas, what's up, fellas? Let's do this one at a time. Everybody stop talking over each other. It's better one at a time, right, Freezy?
Right, one at a time, bro.
Be
patient, man, and hear each other out, bro.
So can I finish?
Go ahead, coach.
It turned it. Unfortunately, Freezy, I got cut off because I got cut off on the cherry picking part, and I get a chance to finish my whole argument. It wasn't all just pooing on you, and it got turned into that. Unfortunately.
No, we all right, bro.
Don't worry. Listen, come in the back.
No. Don't speak on my behalf. Hold on a second. Let me finish my point, then you can go. So anyway, what I was saying was we can't compare the RJ month to the Quickly month because RJ continued a pattern of production, even though it wasn't that 29 points that you said in February. He had the whole year of production. Whether we liked his efficiency or not, it's a different comparison. You can't cherry pick 1 month that we weren't successful. But I know the point you were trying to make. I understand that point you were trying to make, and you made your point. But my problem with the comparison of the RJ and Quickly, you can't compare his lack of production, our team production, on his success just for that month because he had the whole year of production, whereas Quickly had that little segment of it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, that's the point I was trying to get at that whole thing.
I don't understand what you mean.
That doesn't make sense.
That was right. I don't understand.
What I'm saying is I'm basically what Hard Will said. RJ was a starter. He played all the minutes. He still averaged all those points he averaged the whole season, not just in a little spurt of time. No. Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, he did that the whole year. Now, he didn't do it as much as that 1 month, obviously, that you picked, but the whole year he was consistent with his production.
Because Sha was talking development, right? I thought he was talking development. That's what Sha was talking about. That's basically what Sha was saying as far as RJ's playing. That's why I just said that too to him, that he's right. He's a bench player and RJ was a starter, he was coming off the bench. That was the point I was making to you too, but I guess you didn't see what I was saying. You just went into Freezy's point, whereas if Coach saying it right now too, you got to look at the do that, and RJ continued to do that throughout the whole. And it is a team. It's not just him, RJ. It's not just everybody who's as a team. We just
Knicks
told
on the front of your
everybody
chest,
at
right?
this
It says
point.
Knicks.
You just said that we came in here dogging quickly. I think that where you took it the wrong way is you value him more than some of us do, even though we respect him. And you think he should have been starting. Some of us feel like he's perfect for off the bench. So that's where the conversation gets going in different directions at. You know what I'm saying?
And it's also
That's how we be in the barbershop, bro. That's how we be on the
it's
block.
also appropriate to know that each player has a role on the team. And coach, do you feel that RJ is the starter or is he a bench guy coming off the bench? What do you feel, coach?
RJ?
Yeah.
He's a starter. Not only is he a starter, if this season Brunson takes the heat off of him of the ball handling and some of the decisions, he is an all-star if with the right point guard. I'm just being honest. He is an all-star potential. He's right on the cusp.
And what do you feel about quickly? Is he off the bench or is he a starter in your money?
I think in today's NBA and forever NBA, the sixth man is literally probably the second or third most important position on a team. And I think IQ is perfect. He's a perfect prototype to be that sixth man for us.
What about the seventh man? They need to come out with
The sixth or seventh, and there's nothing wrong with that. That's not even a knock. That's
man.
That's
Yo, what's
propping
good,
him up.
CWC? Let's see WC say
Yeah,
something.
no,
He's
what
been
up?
down there for a while.
What's up, man?
Salute, C.
What's
Good
good?
take,
What's
Coach.
good, party people? How y'all doing?
Thank you.
CWC in the building.
Salute.
All right. Salute, y'all. All right, this a big thing. We got Brogdon, right? We said we needed a point guard. We got Brogdon. And the point guard will bring everybody out, unlock everybody. Top end, Cam Reddish, everybody. So we have to see how this season is going to play out. It's going to be more good than negative. The reason we lost last season, Tibbs and a free throw. We had to work on our free throw. We lost a lot of games by not hitting our free throw. Now, we lost a lot of games not having a point guard. We have Burt playing at our point guard. Now he's gone. We have a point guard. Now the point guard will help RJ out, Randall out, everybody out. So we have to celebrate Bronson for coming in, man. He want to be a Knicks, man. We have to start worrying about that Donovan Mitchell trade and all of that. That just a Paul Bronson coming in New York, man.
Facts.
You know what I mean?
Prepare for the
because that DM getting old.
CWC, let me ask you a question.
What's up?
Because when Charlie Ward was here, Brunson was on the team too, right? Brunson probably never even got no burn from I remember like that. He was on the bench player, off the bench, right? Because you had Chris Childs and Charlie Ward. I want to ask you a question. Brunson, was he at that time era or back in the days? Did he made any statements playing on the team? Did he win games or did he do anything where he was like, Brunson? I want to ask you, his father, not the young guy.
He got a couple guarding moments. Not nothing crazy, but he got a couple.
All right, Harvey. Yeah, like I want to know, like,
not nothing crazy, but he was a Knick.
Because remember, there was Charlie Ward and Chris Childs and.
Yeah, that was the days right there, boy.
Yeah,
Charlie Ward was alright.
Yeah. My cousin was good. He was.
They say his.
Yo, remember
PJ
PJ Brown? PJ Brown picked your cousin up and
flip him over. CWC, what you gonna see? What you gonna do when you see PJ Brown?
Well. Tell you the truth. At that time, we didn't know Charlie Ward was our cousin. Now, if we knew Charlie Ward our cousin, we would have came to Miami. The whole tri-state would have came. And we would have had a PJ Brown and Miami Heat.
PJ Brown.
The whole Long Island was going to come out there. The whole town, New York. Yeah, we don't play no games out there.
Nah, man, I
CWC.
See, I love him, bro.
Yeah.
I love CWC, bro.
Yeah, like I say, I come from a basketball background with my family. Like my my uncle, he could have went to the New York Knicks. My New York Knicks wanted John Ward. They wanted Eddie Ward. They wanted the big guys, man. But you know, back in the day, they want to take care of their family. But some people was mad at them because they're like, "Hey, go to the Knicks. You'll take care of your family." But you know how that go back in the day. They would want to stay with their wife.
Yeah.
So, yeah, man.
My
It was crazy.
cousin went to she was in Florida when he was down there. He got the Heisman Trophy and all that. And she still, you know, she
Like,
told me
like my
yo,
brother, he could have made it to the NBA. Lamar Franklin, he could have made it to the NBA, but he had a heart condition.
Okay.
He went to Watertown, upstate New York. He could have made it, man.
Okay.
That's how him and Wally's at. Y'all remember what Wally's Serbiak at? For Minnesota
Serbiak,
Timberwolves?
yeah, Long Beach.
My brother played against him. I think my brother
Wally
scored 36
Serbiak, he's
points.
the Knicks commentator, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. He from Long Island, New York.
Long Island, yep. He's nasty.
Yeah,
bro.
yeah. Yeah, we want to go see him play ball against Cinema Riches, Red Devil, and Long Island, Suffolk County.
Okay.
Yep.
The best. And Wally Serbiak, he played for him a team and way out in the boondocks somewhere.
Okay.
But that's all I'm saying, though, man. We have a point guard. Yeah, history. We have a point guard, so that's all we needed, man. Like I said, we have the leverage. If we trying to get DM, we have the leverage.
Yo, CWC, let me ask you a question. You think Brunson could be the individual, like how they was talking about that earlier, like Chauncey Billups used to be with Carmelo Anthony? You know what I'm saying? Being a real floor general and telling you, like, can he tell Randall, yo, you gotta relax, or such and such, and you know what I'm saying? Can he be a floor general? Brunson.
Yeah, he could be a floor general. He could be a better scorer. I don't think like a 3-point scorer like Phillip, but he could be a better scorer, like go in the paint, attack the paint, and open everybody's game up. Like he gonna get Mitch a whole bunch of love when he penetrate. Cause when he penetrate, people gonna come after him, and they're gonna miss Mitch. That's gonna be a quick oop. And you got RJ on the wing. You got Randall up in there. Whew. It's gonna be crazy, man.
Because they have to respect when Brunson gets in the lane because he's so efficient. He's such a high efficiency. They don't.
Yeah. And plus, you got Grimes too. And now, if we would trade,
so we making the playoffs.
If we would trade deal, if we would trade deal, Grimes, Fournier, what a 3-point shooter was gonna come at? If we trade both of them, Grimes and Fournier, what a 3-point gonna come at?
Oh yeah. Because you're gonna collapse the defense in the paint, whatever.
He hits threes too, right?
But we can't hit threes consistent with like RJ or Randall. We need somebody like Grimes or Fournier that can hit them threes. So if we trade both of them, and then we trade Obi Toppin. Come on, man.
Like
and then we're going to trade 7 picks. And you remember 2023 gonna be a good draft. 2023.
Okay. And that's what Freezy was saying earlier. That's what
right. Do the Knicks ever get a player
draft?
Draft? When the last player we got out the draft in the position was RJ Barrett.
Right. Like we always waiting on the draft. See,
stop it about the draft. Come on,
please. Like bro. Listen, like we want to win now, man. There's been Freezy said 50 years plus another 5.
We got top.
Hey, Hardwell.
I'm not gonna lie to you. I might die.
Let me say this to Hardwell. Say Hardwell. Say me and you get in a men's league, right? You know what I'm saying? Me at my age, you at your age, right? And say what do we play most times? You play about 12 games, right? Say you play 12 games before. That's a long season. Usually people go around the schedule one time. So it might be like 8 games, right?
Yeah.
So say we play in 12 games, right? But in about 4 games in, we 1-3. We win 1 game by 3 points, but we getting blown out by 20 points the other 3, right? And then cats say to us, yo, but don't worry about it, because even though y'all at y'all age, but them cats, them 29, 30-year-olds, in about 4 years, they're gonna be ready to play with y'all. What would you say to them? You like, yo, I'm sort of waiting for somebody's damn birthday.
Crazy.
Yeah, I want to win. I want to win right now. Right?
Exactly. It don't make sense. And I don't understand. I heard you earlier saying like, talking about 7 years from now, 5 years from now. I don't think they thinking like that. They trying to win now, bro. They're not playing around. They trying to make a splash, and I don't understand. Maybe they feel like Donovan is too much, and they're gonna wait, and they're gonna be able to get him to come and keep their players. If they pull something off like that, then fine. Maybe they have a better plan than giving up these players for him. And I'm gonna just wait and see. If it turns out not, then we're gonna see how we are, and then we'll be able to judge it the proper way. Like we're still mediocre, were these pieces worth keeping? You know what I mean? We'll be able to really see if they don't make the move because, that's what it's gonna boil down to if you ask me.
Yo, let me ask you a question though, Harwell and Uncle Freezy and the panel. Listen, I'm not even gonna lie to you. God forbid I pass away in like 2 years, right? In the third year, we make the Eastern Conference Finals, bro. That's an accomplishment for me. Like, are we gonna at least make the Eastern Conference Finals within the next 2 years? I might pass away tomorrow. I would never experience that. I've been waiting. So,
if we get rid of everybody, we ain't gonna make it nowhere.
But that's the thing. To me, Knicks fans it's like then we might as well just move on from Donovan, bro, because like we can't have it all, bro. Like, you know what I'm saying? That's just the thing. Like we can't just like we really like Danny Ainge. He like we keep saying he got leverage. Like the picks don't really mean nothing because back to Queen point, back to Uncle Freezy point, you have to hit on those picks. So it's still a what if, bro. So that's why the picks are valuable, but they still are what ifs because like you getting picks, but you're not necessarily know if you're gonna hit on those picks. So that's why I really think. This is what I think, bro. I think Danny Ainge gave a flat single deal. He said I want RJ. He said I want Mitchell Robinson and 3 picks. We said no. He said okay. I want Quentin Grimes, IQ, Obi, 4 picks. Said no. He just said, "All right, what the hell you want me to do, bro? I'm that's it, bro. I'm not. I gave 2 offers. At the end of the day, I like that's where he at. I'm about to move it. We saying no, bro, because we feel how I feel. I think the front office is listening to us when they should make the best basketball decisions. And listening to us got you in stuff doing stuff like this.
Yo, Sean, on some real shit. The funny thing you're saying is, remember Danny Ainge, right? He's like a pick collector or whatever, but. Listen, Leon Rose and them, they was on the other end. Now they in the office. They've been dealing with Danny Ainge since been. So they already know how to work that, if you will, yeah?
But I think they hired those guys for player relationships, not executive. They got other people in the Knicks office that got executive, like, NBA connections inside
Scott
the
Perry,
office. Yeah, because those guys had those jobs for a long time. And the relationships is off of old relationships. That's how the Detroit Pistons situation is. I think it's Wesley used to be with the Pistons or in the game. So you gotta look at it like that's what Dolan tried to do in a way, put people in position that have connections to players. You know what I'm saying? Me personally, like what you just said, Shot, I understand some of the fans feel like you just said, and some of the fans feel the opposite way. I think it's divided with the fans because when you got these type of players that we don't see, not that they trash, but the system that we have, they're not getting enough time. Like, good example, you see how you feel about Quickly, right?
Yeah.
If Quickly was getting that opportunity, like Maxey, like these other players, right? Then he would probably be the same player, right? But being that he's not because of his situation, you can't expect him to be the same player because of the real-time NBA experience. And he's flourishing in those moments. So that builds his confidence. You see what I'm saying? And he's playing in playoffs.
But it also steals it because how are you getting rhythm in 20 minutes? It's hard to get rhythm.
No,
right?
you're missing the point. I'm talking about
No, I get what you're saying. No, you talk about
No, but I
Maxey.
do agree
Both
with what
sides,
Shaw's
though.
saying too.
Yeah, we talking about both sides,
player
guys. So I'm
development.
just giving it to you
Yeah.
on the point of our players to where as if they worth packaging up for Donovan if you're not going to start any of these players right now if they're already in third year, whatever year they're in. Get what I'm saying? Because you ain't saying you starting Quentin Grimes right now after that summertime performance, even though we did good. Or a starter got to play better than that against players who aren't getting a lot of minutes in the NBA already, or new players coming into the NBA. You got to play better than that, way better to start in the NBA, right? So we're not starting Grimes, and they're not going to start quickly for whatever reason because of Tibbs, the way Tibbs look at it. And somebody just made a good point in the chat as well about that. I think it was my guy Nick Nation. He was saying that they kind of held those guys back because they already knew they was bringing Brunson in. So you can't say that's not have some facts there because it's politics, and Brunson is better than those guys right now. That's what it's always gonna boil down to. It can be politics, but if you ball out, that overtops all of the talk and the politics. You know what I mean? Balling out,
I get what you're saying.
All the talk. You know what I'm saying? And
But I get what you're saying.
Brunson is winning quickly right now. That's a fact. Right now. Situations, yeah.
But also too, I take out of context. I take everything out of context. That's why I love Uncle Freezy. You know what I'm saying? He got me thinking everything out of context. When Brunson first came in the league, he was in who else position? Quickly position, right? He didn't start.
Facts.
But when he got the opportunity, right? Like, see, that's just why it go back to my point. See, that's why it's like hard to develop his growth or to even say his growth because Uncle Freezy keep bringing up the points. Towards the end of his year, he said, "Yeah, of course we know it was garbage time. He wasn't playing against the comp, but he flourished. He flourished in being a starting point guard. He flourished. He showed signs. He showed that he could at least average 12 to at least 17 points."
Okay.
And 11 and get his teammates involved.
Okay, I want to ask you something. When you finish,
right? OB2.
You finished? I didn't want to cut you off.
Oh no, I ain't finished. Oh no, just I'm almost done. So that's my whole thing. Like basically, like you say, if the fix was in for him to already come here, that's even more why I'm mad about the decision because we're so far ahead of back of front offices. Like at the end of the day, we could have got a Devontae Murray. Like I would have been happy with that. But we're not ascending. We're not ascending, bro. We signed the back to Uncle Crazy Point, the number one chief rocker. We signed the nephew. That's it, bro. We didn't make any basketball decisions this summer. And you cannot say we did it. Because at the end of the day, how are we heirs? We still to this day didn't extend RJ. And then everybody want to say, oh, they want to wait. San Antonio didn't wait. The Grizzlies didn't wait. None of them wait. So that's just my whole point. Are we better? Like, are we so much better than Popovich? Like, no, bro. So like I don't understand like some of the methods that the front office is making.
Well, I wanted to say when you mentioned Brunson being in the same position as Quickly, right?
Yes.
Right. Sometimes when you make a point showing that you got to look at it the other way so you can fully understand it. You said that, but then you used it in a way of saying that, but Quickly didn't get the opportunity that he got, right? So earlier I said to you that you have to look at it as the players earning those opportunities if that happens that way. You can't just look at it because you favor a player that he got done dirty. Because Brunson came in just like Quickly, right? You said that, right?
I agree.
Okay. Yeah, so whoever coach he had at that moment is not going to favor him. He had to earn that. And then he wasn't even the best player. He showed up and showed out.
That's not.
So I give you a better example. No. That's what I'm trying to show you. I give you a better example. If Quickly was on a team where he didn't get an opportunity, he didn't have a chance to break the lineup, then I could agree with you. He's on a disgruntled team where they let Kimba go. There's so much room for this guy to earn that starting role, bro.
Right.
That's the point I keep making to you, not the
I get it, but like we all remember, I ain't cutting you off. You finished because I don't want to cut you off.
Go ahead, bro.
Well, nah. So because we in a good debate, bro. So like that's my point, bro. My point is back to decision. It wasn't the best decision. That's why we have to give Jason Kidd more credit. We have to give him. I think but Jason Kidd gave Brunson the opportunity. He got $100 million contract.
You just glossing over.
No, I'm not. That's the fact.
No, listen. That's why I said to you, if you favor a player, you keep saying like First you said it's because he's a nephew, right? But then you saying Jason Kidd gave him a shot. That both can he earned what he got from Jason Kidd, right?
No, not really. I'm disrespect.
Yes,
no disrespect.
yes.
Hard will. It's about go back to decision because it's Jason Kidd. And I don't mean to yell. Is Jason Kidd a better coach than Rick Carlisle?
Don't mean to yell. Don't yell because I'm not yelling
Jason,
at you.
I'm not yelling, but I'm just saying, is Jason Kidd a better player? Is Jason Kidd a more proven coach than Rick Carlisle?
Huh? Say that again.
You don't hear me? Is Jason Kidd a more proven coach than Rick Carlisle?
No.
Okay, so it's about decision, right? He gave him the opportunity. My point. He gave him the opportunity because a championship coach didn't give him the opportunity.
But bro, regardless.
So what are you saying?
Regardless of the fact, he still had to get the opportunity and then show up and show out.
No.
You could twist it however you want.
I'm not twisting it.
Bag. Me and you is not in a position to say he didn't deserve the bag because it go by the market. And just because he related to them, he still had to go and show out on that stage, bro.
Well, I ain't yelling at you. You my boy, bro. I don't want you to think I'm yelling at you. It's just a debate. It's just a debate.
No, we just talking. I said, but if you don't have a strong point, you don't have to yell it because no, listen for us to hear you in the chat. Sometimes I used to be yelling all the time.
Yeah,
but that's when I don't
want y'all to think I'm yelling. I'm just
his voice tired.
I'm passionate about my
point.
But Harwell, back to the point. Like I'm not twisting it like that. I'm just saying fact. Like how is twisting it a fact? Rick Carlisle was a coach before Jason Kidd and Jalen Brunson was the same type of player or the same type of thing. These are coaches. These are hold on. I got you. Hold on. These are coaches, right? That give people the developing team. So what they say who starts and who
some hamburgers, fellas. Hamburgers. I got some steaks on the grill. Some hamburgers. Got the, you know what I'm saying? Come back in the back, man. Y'all arguing all that. Come in the back, man.
Oh, no, we ain't arguing, man. This my boy Harwell, man. Harwell, the OG, he always dropped good point.
We in the barbershop, man. Come get some food,
Harwell, but I just want to get his point because that's why I just want to stick on the coaching thing. I'm coming. I'm pulling up. Say less. But Harwell, I just want to get your opinion on this point. That's why I say I respect your opinion. But that's just my whole thing. Like it go back to decision making, right? Because that's what I'm saying. And then you saying yes. That's why the only reason I say yes, we have to give Jason credit because when he got the opportunity, not only the same type of team that Rick Carlisle had, he led that team to the Western Conference Finals. No matter what we say, no matter what, he did that. So with his developing, his coaching mind, his schemes, who you want to start minute wise, even Frank Nikilia, even Frank playing defense in the playoffs has something. Him playing defense in the playoffs has something to do with the winning.
All right.
Oh yeah. Jason Kidd gave him an opportunity too. Oh yeah. So I pay attention to basketball. Like everybody else, and I'm not saying I know more basketball than everybody, but I'm just saying if we're gonna take we have to take.
You have extreme bias because you love Quickly so much.
Yeah, that's how.
No, not really, gang.
Hold on. Let me answer you now, Shy. Guy, you want to talk to Angelo because you've been being quiet. You want to say something, bro?
No, I'm just saying, Shy. Your point. I mean, you got an extreme bias. You love Quickly that much.
No,
he's your favorite player on the team. You think he hasn't gotten a chance since Kentucky. For God's sakes. I mean, come on now.
D, that's not my point.
Yeah.
That's not my point.
Give you a point again. Now you gotta wait now. Hold on. I'm next.
No, I'm listening. I wasn't gonna go next.
Wait. Finish.
Now, what I was gonna say was you talking politics, right? I threw you a bone and I said they could have knew they was getting Brunson, right? But even though I said that, right, he still had ample enough opportunity to show up and show out to change his own narrative. And that's what you not understanding. And when you try to say Tibbs ain't like Quickly, that's what made me tell you earlier that you was wrong. And people know I don't rock with Tibbs, bro. Everybody could tell you that. I don't like him. I called him out on everything he did wrong.
Tibbs, the defensive coordinator.
So for you to say that's just not true. And I lean on like D'Angelo just said, you think Quickly you like Quickly's game and everything, but like I said, the people who are there making the decision, watching him close up, they want the Knicks organization to win just as well as we do. And if they had that there he would be doing it already. You know what I mean? And whatever he's already doing, you got to give them guys credit for even getting him there. And dudes had to argue tell me that as far as like some dudes ain't ready to play those amount of minutes that we saying he should have started in. And I argue with people about he should have been getting the development minutes, but you know why they didn't do that? Because Tibbs felt like Burks could get him to win, and Tibbs is win, and quickly couldn't get him to win. And I told you earlier, they needed the bench to have somebody of Quickly's level and quality of play, and that's where he was gonna be. And that's what they're building. Hold on, one last point, and that's what they're building him to be, because he does not look like he's a starter on an NBA team that's gonna win a championship.
Totally agree.
Because the team is trying to build up to win a championship.
Or the Eastern Conference Finals.
Yeah, I don't want to go too far to the championship because that's nowhere near where I think.
And we ain't nowhere close.
They got nowhere. They got to sustain a playoff in order to make a championship run. That's why I feel like we need to get rid of some of these guys and bring Donovan Mitchell in, because he's sustaining a playoff run on his team, and that's what we need to do on this team to eventually get further. Add what other pieces we need later on down the line to get further, because you have to sustain a playoff run to be a championship team. You know what I mean?
I get what you're saying. Harwell, I'm not Harwell. I'm not. I don't want Harwell. I did everything you saying, King. I respect. I'm not disagreeing with your point. My whole point, I'm off of the quickie. I'm off all that. I'm on decision making, right? Okay, like you say. Hold on. Like you say, let me just finish and let me just get this off. It's gonna take 2 minutes. I mean, less than 2 minutes. All I'm saying, bro, is like you said, let's go back to decision making. You said, right, that Quickly, you basing his value off of Tibbs. You said basically I get what you're saying. If he was such a ascendant important guard, that Tibbs should have started him over. How did Alex Burke, a guy that's not a point guard, get in the starting position? I agree with that point. I totally agree with that point. But it goes back to the Rick Carlisle and Jason Kidd point I made that nobody answered. Rick Carlisle had Jalen Brunson as a player, had him. Decision making. He never started him. Hold on, can I finish? Let me finish. Let me finish. Let me finish. He was still shooting puppy water. Can I finish, bro? Damn, bro. I was quiet. Can I please finish?
But you don't.
I mean, that's what y'all say. Hold on. That's what y'all say. So hold on.
Let y'all go.
Right. So yeah. I mean, even with that point, y'all keep saying like he wasn't ready. So yeah, we know more than Rick Carlisle, right? Right.
No, right? He said he wasn't ready.
Hold on. So no. So he wasn't ready. That's what he said.
But Gunna, listen, you can't ask him a question.
You asking a question and saying, hold up, no, right? Oh my God.
Yeah,
my fault, but I wasn't finished because y'all keep y'all throw me off.
But the point is when you ask them a question, you expecting them to respond, and then when they respond, you say, hold on, let me finish. Y'all cutting me off.
No. See, I know that.
That is what you just.
Now you can do that, but when I answer, I'll pass it back to you, bro. It's like you don't know how this works. Like they're not absolutely. You say, oh, and I'm like, bro, you just asked me.
Yeah, you just asked them a question.
All this conversation.
It's my fault. It's my fault, brother. It's my fault.
You was the one cutting everybody off when I was listening and doing that too. But go ahead, finish.
Nah, my fault, gang. Like I said, man, I want this contact to go smoothly. So, like I said, I'm not about to argue with the point. If I did that, I apologize. You know what I'm saying? Because I'm a man first. So, my fault. But my whole point is decision making. You know what I'm saying? Like, all I'm saying is basically like I don't get how we can go out of context and we can point to me and say I don't know basketball or I don't know these people, but we can say that he wasn't ready yet. Like, I don't understand, because no matter if he was ready or not, another coach gave him an opportunity to get $100 million contract. So that always been in that player. That's all I'm saying. No matter what, either you got it or you don't.
It's already been in the
Damn, I wasn't done. Damn, I wasn't finished.
Let him finish talking, please.
So, gang, all I'm trying to say basically is decision making, right? So, was that the best decision for Tibbs to start Burks over IQ? No, I don't think so. Was it the best decision for Rick Carlisle not to put, because the argument to me would have been way different. I mean, what's the name probably would have deserved the max, Jalen Brunson, if Rick Carlisle gave him that opportunity. I think he would have been showed. but he got that opportunity with Jason Kidd. So all I'm saying is it goes back to decision making. So
Did
you
they make
can't
the
necessarily
playoffs?
say,
And
hold on, you can't necessarily say that he did his talent level didn't get him to the point guard, because when you're a head coach with save goals, and Tibbs said that I want Alex Burke to start. That's all I'm saying. You can't necessarily say his skill levels didn't get him there, because you also have to piggyback that to
But
Brunson, because Rick Carlisle is a proven coach with Indiana. He's a proven coach. So he's more to me, he's more of a more experienced coach in this game than Jason Kidd. It took Jason Kidd 1 year. One year, and he got that kid $100 million contract. That's all I'm saying, bro.
Right.
But if you're gonna compare the transition, why don't you just compare the players? Every opportunity is different. Why don't you just look at, if you saying they both was in the same position? I just said to you, if Quickly would have did what Brunson did, we wouldn't be having this conversation, bro. But you got people on the team, and you get an opportunity. It's the NBA. You know what I'm saying? If you get younger player doing close to what you could do, you in trouble. It's the NBA, bro. If you doing it's not developing, they trying to win now. They you see how he did Obi. Obi was putting his head down, walking to the bench, you know what I'm saying, off a mistake. We know all of that stuff. But you just looking at things the wrong way as far as how they judged him. And it's just like sabotage. Like, why would they want to? Like, I don't look at it that way, bro.
So,
Like,
Harwell, let me ask you a question. Harwell and Shotgun. Let me ask you a question.
When people rush in and say something, that's because sometimes you say a lot of stuff that they just don't agree with. You know what I'm saying? And as soon as you finish, they want to talk. Like, it's just that we don't really agree with what you're saying about the Quickly take. Quickly, he was off the bench because he's better off the bench, I think. And they want Quickly to be on this team, and they trying to build him up for what he going to be. The problem is, I used to fight for what you saying on my show. You could come to my show. It's for the love of the game, bro. You're welcome anytime. But
I'm already subscribed, bro.
Point, bro, that he should have got the minutes over Burks. I had big arguments for it, bro. They will tell you, right? Burks not on the team no more. I said it. But obviously, this is the position they want him to play on this team, right? You got some good points about he should have started over Burks, because I said the same thing. Development wise, if Tibbs was trying to develop him the way he should have got those minutes. But before the season, like Worldwide L was saying to me, he was playing horrible. He was not playing good.
Chop. I get what you're saying, Chop. You got something to say, right?
No, I want to ask y'all a question, man, because I think y'all touched on this before. We talked about a long time. What was to happen, or what would happen, let's just say, if Tibbs was allegedly he's not coaching the Knicks no more, and we have a new coach going forward during this off season? Because obviously everything we argue and talking about is basically coach related.
That's a good question.
What would happen?
I mean,
who would you
to
want?
me, man,
who would you want to coach the team?
Let me say something real quick. Thank you. Chop. Let me tell you. Those guys already see, and most of the chat and Freezy know, Quickly is like a 6-man type of player. Come off the bench. Quickly played the point guard, and I seen mad passes he could have made that he didn't make. And it's because he didn't play the point guard position even in college. And I wanted to say something else in reference to what you said about decisions, right? You mentioned you mentioned him having the same issue in college. So where they said, because whatever you mentioned about college and the same about decisions that was made against him. Sometimes when you see coaches making a decision, that's because they see something that you don't see, especially if they put him in the same position from college to the NBA. They see he's like a spark plug to come off the bench and give.
Not really, Harwell. I mean, not to cut you off. I just think context of it is just humans make mistakes. That's it, bro. They like you make mistakes.
Wait, Shotgunner. I'm trying to tell you. Are you trying to build a team or a five-man starting lineup?
Me looking at Quickly's game too. Like, all right. So this is where I'm gonna prove you wrong at right now. Watch this. Quickly's a starting point guard on the championship team.
I can't answer that question.
I know you can't answer that question.
RJ is a 6th man on the championship team, so I don't understand
what we're talking about here. Then is Quickly a starting shooting guard on the winning team?
No.
So what are we talking about here then? Thank you. I rest my case, Your Honor.
We talk about the Knicks, so that's all I'm talking. I'm not comparing him to anybody because, like I said, he's developed.
You just said, I'm gonna rewind this and play it back for you. You just said
it's hard. It's hard. I get y'all. Y'all take all my words out of context. I get it. I see.
You just made a point to me about the Sixers, right? And I said no because I'm looking at this man play just like everybody else. And then I asked you, can he start at the point or can he start at the 2? That means we all making a decision now, bro. What's your decision? You said you can't answer that. He is 6 men off the bench. This is your decisions now, not theirs, right? If I'm a man, then you say he can't be a shooting guard. So that's it. It's nothing else to talk about. Why you want him to start on? Why should he start on our team?
Good point.
I rest my case. Like, yo,
that's not a good point. That's not really a good point. To me, the reason why it's not a good point because, like, that's the thing. Go back to Freezy point. Is RJ a starting player on the championship team? No. Like, so it's hard like to criticize one player. So that's all I'm saying, bro. Like, hold on.
If RJ's starting right now and he's not, then what do we can't even bring RJ in this. RJ earned the starting spot right now on his own, bro.
He didn't deserve it's not proven that he deserved that, bro. It's not.
Westchester with that team watching, I would jack what you saying, bro. RJ earned his spot from however when he earned it. We're not there. Fizz there, whatever, whenever.
Okay.
See what I'm so get quiet.
Not really, because I don't like that piercing. No, hold on. I play every scenario hard way, and I'm not yelling. I'm not doing nothing. Like I take everything out of context. I take a player that was drafted from him in the 5th round, who like a decision making. Hold on, ain't done. That decision making. The Cleveland coach thought Colin Sexton was a better player than Darius Garland. He got injured and he proved he was an all-star. So why, as a starter that's starting, never ever proved that he's an all-star? So I don't get none of y'all points. I understand what y'all saying, but like sometimes to me context, it make it go worse because he started since day 1, right? And he still haven't got an all-star game. So what?
All right. So look,
no, but I want to say
let's
something.
do some more research then, since you want to talk, right? Let's do some research, right? ESPN does a list, right? They follow these players from high school, and so do I, right? So they watch these kids more than you. You know that, right? If they have a list, right? They send somebody to all their games. You know that, right, Shot? Where was Quickly at on that list? Do you know RJ was 2 over Zion?
So Quickly's ascended, right? He's ascending. He's showing more. So to be a 25 pick, he's in this conversation, right? I get what you're saying. Just take everything out of context.
I don't have time to follow those players since I don't get paid for that. But ESPN does. So ESPN sends people to watch all of their games, and they have a top 100 list.
Right.
And they track them. You're right.
And to this day, right? And I'm not disagreeing with your point.
Hey, hold on, Sean. Hey, Hall Will, y'all coming on tonight?
Yeah, we on tonight. We whenever it's free, we going on 6 or 7. Whenever the airwaves clear up, we trying to go on.
Nice.
Okay. All right. So we trying to
anybody that want to pull up the For the Love of the Game with the number 4 first. You already know.
Yeah, hey, y'all haven't anybody can come through. So me and Shotgunner and Danny and everybody can come through.
Definitely, I would love that.
I'll be there.
Yeah, I'm pulling up. I
would love that.
There.
So we're gonna do Knicks 360. we got a new joint we're trying to do in that evening window also, a joint called Knicks 360. So what we probably do is come hang out with y'all for a little bit. And you know what I'm saying, depending on when y'all come on. You know, Mondays are always crowded, bro. It's that Monday from 6 to 9 is when most Knicks fans get on. And so Blorange Tears trying to get in there too and get some of that. Since everybody eating, man, we just gonna try to get in there and get some.
I appreciate you, Freezy. Like, you know, I always be shouting you out on the show and tweeting,
You
promoting.
better, because I'm your brother. Yeah, you better.
Yeah, we club hopping. We club
Yeah,
hopping.
yeah.
Round robin. Round robin.
And the same thing we do for you know what I'm saying, for everybody. I don't know what Sean went. Maybe Sean just jumped off.
Jay Boogie?
And hey, King Ant G. Hey, King Ant G, we gonna wrap up here, man, in a second, man, because I gotta get out of here and actually do some work. You know what I'm saying?
I'm gonna bounce, Freezy. I gotta take Lucas to the movies. Time to go.
Danny Landis.
I'll see you guys tonight.
Hey, hold up, man! I'm getting ready. World premiere 9 new tracks right now.
Let's go. Yo, hold up. I
thought you was gonna world premiere it on For the Love of the Game.
Nah, I'm just messing right now.
Hey, so
yeah, but I just wanted to remind people, you know, what I'm saying,
everybody face that like this.
Yeah,
everybody eyes opened up. You should have saw that, man.
Yeah, man.
Nah,
drop something. Drop something.
I just want to come up here and, you know what I'm saying. You know what? I wish I could be right there where you at, so we could just have lunch. You know what I'm saying? That's lunch, you know, because y'all was going in, y'all going hard. You know what I'm saying? You know, I like that the youngin coming in. He trying to do what he doing. He making sure hard work.
Smoke ain't no joke.
Sword is just and everything.
He making sure my sword is sharp.
How will my man? How will my man?
He gonna fight for his point. I'm just trying to give him game. You know what I'm saying?
No, I just take. I just believe in Uncle Freezy say. I just take everything out of context, bro, because that's like everyday school to me, bro. You learn something new. I'm a man and admit to learn. I learned that from Uncle Freezy. Everything I do in my life, I take everything out of context.
Right.
Yeah.
This is
you gonna have people that agree with you.
Hey, go ahead, Jay Boogie. Go ahead, Jay.
You know, I'm a great big fan of Quickly. You know, when Quickly came out, I was the first to promote, give him the keys. All right, but this is Quickly's problem. You know what I'm saying? And this is what separates guards. This is what separates generals from guards. Quickly has to learn how to command a team. Yeah. And when he learns how to command a team, then he'll make his place. Until then, he's still going to continue to be searching and find out what his role is. And to be a commander of basketball, you can do that from the bench and show that you know how to take lead type person. You know? That's all. Quickly has to learn how to command the offense, a team, and everything. And that's why we got Brunson. He knows how to do that.
Can I ask a question? One question? Shot.
No, we can ready to get out of here, bro.
Okay. I had to go.
Yeah, I got to get out of here and do something.
Salute, D. I'm gonna be back up.
Get out of here.
Yo, give him an autograph.
D'Angelo, hey, you know what it is, bro. I gotta
That's my man.
sure.
I'm selling your autographs on eBay, bro.
Yeah, I gotta.
Hey, we don't want the white people to get out.
Hey, hold on, y'all. I gotta make sure I don't get fired. You know what I'm saying? I feel the energy and all that stuff, man. But Jay Boogie. Hey, Jay Boogie. Hey, I gotta call you later on, bro. You know, I got 1,000 questions about a bunch of stuff.
They call Hard Will. Hard Will got better answers than me. I'm telling you that.
Hard Will too smooth for me, man. Hard Will is like.
I'm telling you, a lot of them things that me and you talked about the other day, Hard Will got better answers to them than me.
All right, I'm gonna call Hard Will.
But still call me though. Yeah, call me though.
Yeah, I'm gonna work. Hey y'all, I'm sorry I got to get out of here. I know the energy is all the way up, and I hate to have to leave on that type of note. But you know what I'm saying? You know, I got to get out of here and be able to do some stuff so that I can get back on later. Y'all know what it is. It's about that time allocation. You got to make sure you manage your time right, so that you can be where you say you're gonna be when you said you was gonna be there. So. All right, so I'm gonna peace up everybody. Hey, y'all, I'm gonna holler at y'all. I said 7, Hard Will and I'm coming on. I don't know exactly when, since Hard Will and I'm gonna be on. So I'm gonna try to figure it out. Hard Will put the link in the chat. Y'all see it up here already. Make sure y'all go subscribe to the channel. You know what I'm saying? Smash them like buttons. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna try to get some type of work done. I got the merch store up and running. I'm trying to make some designs for us too, so that we can rock together. You know what I'm saying, with the merch and all that stuff, man. Trying to give you what you want. I'm out of here, y'all. I'll holler at y'all later.
Peace.
Peace, y'all.